Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, to Generations Behind, episode 49. I'm one of your hosts, Craig of Craig's Game Room. To the side of me, the Barbarian, Zach, Mr. Zach Daily Beating. Zach, how are you today?
I'm doing well. I'm just as we're talking here, I'm playing these Game Boy games I was supposed to do. I'm basically doing homework at my desk. I didn't play any of these games, so I'm playing
Right
them right
before it
now
was
before
due.
the second start. Yeah, so
I really thought you were gonna
hopefully I'll
watch
have
long
about
plays of all three, but
I'm watching three screens at once of long plays of all of them at three times speed, so I can just take in everything about them in the next 30 minutes.
Wow, so you're watching your long plays the way that I play my Pokemon games, is what you're saying.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
The way that they are meant to be consumed.
I would say adding a speed up button to NSO would be a cool feature, but
Below us, the Luscious Slut, Game Collecting Reaper, Kills Reaper, the man of many names. I can't remember them all anymore. It's been too many for too long.
let's just select
Tyler
Game
Hate.
Like the Reaper, Kills Reaper, Tyler Hate, something, something, something. Yeah, something.
Tyler Hate, how are you today?
Today, doing pretty good. Fine Saturday morning. Yesterday I went to see Evil Dead in the movie theater at night
So
for
jealous.
the 40th anniversary. So I got to catch a little bit of Craig and Christian's Collective Perspective episode 100, but then had to go to the movies, so I
congrats,
didn't
Craig,
catch
on the
the end of
win.
it.
Congratulations,
Woo!
Craig, on the
Big Craig
win.
win.
It's
Yeah.
true.
It's great. It's
For
great win.
context, on friend of the show Bird Dogs Gaming channel, we do Collective Perspective twice a month. We did episode 100 yesterday. It was a live stream. It was a lot of fun. We did a draft where we saw who could build a better eBay cart with $1,000, and I won, as expected because I have immaculate taste, as we all know. Christian was boring and stupid and smelly as usual.
I saw
He thought
Christian
that
trying to get a Call of Duty PC big box. I was
he
like,
did
why would you
try.
want that? But
No, it's not. I did. My thing was I kept giving him shit because he was so sold on Splatoon being like the most interesting thing in his cart, his $10 Wii U game. He's
I
gonna
was
try
just
like
impressed that
go.
you got $1,000 exactly, which was the main reason I voted
I
for
think
you.
that
So.
that's why I should have won. He had a couple cents left over. He wasn't nearly as strategic as I was.
oh, damn.
So
Yeah.
I made sure my last game was $11.98 when I had like exactly the opposite amount left. It was great. I had a good time. I also think that I should have won anyway because I had the coolest game out of all of our games in my eBay cart, which was a big box Daggerfall for PC, and
I
that is
feel
just one of the
like
coolest looking games ever. So
I feel like the loser should have had to buy the winner's cart. Should have done some
that would have been really
mistakes.
funny, but a really expensive wager. So. But it would have been good. Maybe next time. Maybe for episode 200.
You guys should do like a $100 one or some shit like that. Just do it.
That was actually kind of where the idea originally originated. I was like, we should like see who could like buy the better stuff for $100, and then it kind of expanded into this fake scenario. So, which was probably a bit more entertaining, and it made for a much longer stream. So, but it was a good time. I'm jealous that you saw Evil Dead in theaters, though. Like I said, I would have canceled the live stream, made Christian move it if I knew there's an anniversary showing for the Evil Dead. I
Yeah.
absolutely love those movies. What's your favorite Evil Dead movie? Have you seen them all?
No, I seen 1 and 2.
What do you like out of the two?
Um, Probably. I don't know, I really enjoyed 1. Maybe 1. Let's say.
Zach, what do you know about our Lord and Savior Bruce Campbell?
Is that the owner of Campbell's Chicken Noodle Soup?
Unfortunately, it's not.
Well,
He
that's
is
about
a
all my knowledge of Campbell. Actually, my first grade teacher was named Miss Campbell, so maybe there's some connection there.
that would be pretty great. He's one of
I
my
had a Miss
favorite actors.
Campbell in middle school, so
What was that?
I had a Miss Campbell in middle school, so
It seems like
We're
we're all
all
on the same
related.
page. Then. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're all kind of on the same page here now.
In the
Chicken Noodle
Campbell
Soup,
cinematic universe,
teachers,
we're all connected.
actors, we're all good.
Exactly.
Everybody got a little bit of Campbell in them.
I'm just excited because we're getting a new Evil Dead movie later this year, and I love all the Evil Deads. So, Army of Darkness is probably my favorite, even though it's the most different. But I'm a sucker for weird dark fantasy, and there's like weird stop motion effects in that, and I just love Sam Raimi. Like no one can ever convince me the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies aren't incredible. I'll always be a defender of those films, especially 1 and 2. 3 has its quirks, but I still think that it gets way too much hate.
Yeah. I'm excited for the
Anyway.
new Spider-Man. July, right? I think it's July.
I think so. I'm curious because I finally saw a camera in Peter Parker's hands for the first time in the MCU, and I was like, I feel like that took way too long, actually. But I'm a sucker for anything Spider-Man, as many people are. So
Yeah.
I grew up with Spider-Man, as many of us did, and I'm a sucker. I will go see anything with the word Spider-Man in the title. So you cannot convince me not to. And really, I don't think there's a bad Spider-Man movie. Like, I know people hate the Amazing Spider-Man movies, especially the second one. I still enjoyed it. So I actually think my least favorite is probably the second Tom Holland one with Mysterio, which makes me sad because Mysterio has always been one of my favorite Spider-Man villains.
Shout out Mysterio.
Shout out Mysterio. Zach, who's your favorite Spider-Man villain? I could tell you have a lot to say about Spider-Man.
Gosh, I mean, Mysterio is a funny pick. I like his. I like when he has the smoke
Big fish
bobbling
bowl.
in there. Like I like to imagine him like choking to death in there.
Jesus.
I don't know. Like, I mean,
I
are
love
we
to
counting-
imagine the death of Mysterio.
I mean, okay, this doesn't really count. I do think Venom's cool, but like I know Venom's not really like it's a kind of a. I guess he's a villain at times, kind of like an
Most of the
anti-hero
time.
kind of thing. So
I
I
feel
do
like more
Venom.
often than not, he's an antagonist to Peter Parker. So
Yeah.
But then like Green Goblin mainly for the memes from the first Tobey Maguire movie, or is the second one? I can't remember.
Spider-Man.
My favorite is not podcast appropriate. I'll share with y'all after this stream, but it has something to do with the Green Goblin going, "Peter, it's me! Stop, Peter, it's me!"
I have no idea what you're talking about, so you will have to share that
Yeah, I'll share that with you.
later, I guess.
Well, speaking of Spider-Man staying on the same page, I really love all the memes you see about like the PS1 game or whatever. And it's like, oh, help me. Like the voice acting in that game. It's like really bad.
It's so good. I love that game. Big fan.
It's like, oh
But-
no.
The best
Ew.
thing ever is the have you ever seen, or you may have even played it, like the original Sam Raimi, like with the game they based off the first Spider-Man movie Sam Raimi did, and he like saves the lady on the rooftop, and she's like, wait, I need my purse, and he's like, where is it? He's like, on another rooftop, and he's like, another rooftop? She's like, yeah. He's like, what are you going on a rooftop tour in New York? But it's just Tobey Maguire sounding super annoyed is fantastic. And again, Bruce Campbell, he's the voiceover of the tutorials in those games, which is also very fun. So
See, there's a little Campbell and everything.
there's a little Campbell and everything. Everybody got a little bit of Bruce in them, whether they know it or not. Anyway, this is a video game show. Apologies for not talking about video games.
Sorry, we
Much
got Spider-Man
appreciated.
video games in there a little bit, so
We did. It's true. Today's
we
episode.
bring everything back to video games is what we do.
Exactly, even if it takes 8 minutes for me to talk about the topic of the show. Today we're talking about our Game Boy grab bag picks that we did. We all chose one game for ourselves and 2 games for each other to play based off of the Nintendo Switch online subscription. So we may or may not have beaten or played much of them, but we all gave them a taste, and we will share our thoughts, let you know if we think that we're going to keep playing them, if we enjoyed them, thought they were bad, this, that, the other. It'll be a good time. I had a lot of fun when we did this with Genesis, so I want to do this for all the consoles on Nintendo Switch Online eventually. But GameCube will probably have to wait a while since there's not a lot to pick from yet, even.
There
Y'all
are
played the
9
same
games.
3 games?
currently. There are 9
Oh, there's
games.
enough.
We could.
There's
Exactly, there's exactly enough. So, but that would also be really lame if whoever gets Wind Waker, because we all played that not even a year ago.
Yeah.
Patrick wrote in. He said he is still waiting on the Final Fantasy episode. Fellas, when are we going to get to Final Fantasy?
I don't know. We gave Jonathan his wish. We gave Jason his wish. I think eventually we should give Patrick his wish.
True.
We should all play a Final Fantasy and not tell each other in advance which one we're going to play.
Just bring one to the table. I do
Play
think
game.
though that sparked the idea in my head. I'm like, it would be fun if like we did like a broad episode about like a series. We haven't done that before. We always do game specific, but like if we just talked about like the Final Fantasy series, what games we've played and this, that, the other. We could do Final Fantasy 1 eventually, but I think we should do like
Okay.
a series episode where we just talk about what we've played so far.
If we do something like that, I would want to play more Final Fantasy specifically. I've only played like the back half of the series. I need to play like the first 6 games before.
You never played any of the first 6?
No. No,
You need to get
You're
the
missing out on
Pixel
the best one.
Remaster collection, my guy.
I own it. I have them all
Oh,
on
you
my
do?
Switch. I just have not played them.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I played
I
like
played
7, 8, 15, 16, 7 remakes, all that stuff.
I played out of the first 6, I played 1. So
There you go.
I'm trailing ahead of you by a little bit.
There you go. Anyway, episode 50, we're going to be playing Half-Life, if you all want to play along. Is that episode 50? No, it's episode 51.
51.
I was about to say, it's like, shit, we better not
No.
be, because I've not started that.
No, we got a few more weeks. Episode 51, we're going to be playing
Okay.
Half-Life if you all want to play along and write in.
Okay.
Looking forward to finally checking that one out. And until then, why don't we talk about what we've been playing, boys? Tyler, what have you been playing?
Me? All right, so we're going to start off with, I think the last episode I talked about, I was playing through Returnal. So, finished Returnal with the RNG collectibles, all that bullshit. Finished Returnal. Really looking forward to Sara, especially seeing those reviews that came out. I was like, wow, that's pretty good. Finished that, did all the DLC of Returnal as well. So, had to get that 100%. Needed that. And then I played... What's next on here? So Neptunia Doggos. So yeah, went game hunting the day after we recorded the last episode, and I seen this on the PS5. It's kind of uncommon because you didn't really see it. It was like $20, something like that. And I was like, you know what? I'll pick it up. Then I looked it up and I was like, oh, it's like a 7-8 hour platinum. All right, I'll play it. It's fucking bad. And I was reading Steam reviews, and they were just like, yeah, this game's good. Oh, I love this Neptunia game. Da da da. And I was like, I don't know what y'all usually play, but so I
Being a
messaged Craig.
Neptunia fan is a sickness, by the way. So
I-
you can't trust Neptunia fans with their opinions on games.
I messaged Craig because I remember him saying previously that this is like his he buys one game a year. It's like his guilty pleasure thing, whatever, however you described it. I don't remember.
I always say that these are my junk food JRPGs. They're absolute
Yeah.
trash. They're not good, but there's something about them where sometimes you just want McDonald's. You don't always want a buttery steak and lobster for dinner. Sometimes you want McDonald's.
Yeah. So, and this one wasn't even an RPG, and I was like, Craig, you played Neptunia, right? And he was like, unfortunately, yeah. So
That is what I said.
And I was like, well, I'm playing this one. And he was like, I never even heard of it. So, yeah, you play as the Neptunia characters, and there's these giant, weird-looking dog creatures. And are the doggos part of the main series at all, or is this like just part
Yeah,
of...
so
Okay.
From the photos you sent me, it looked like it was their heads on big, beefy beach bod dudes.
Yeah.
And usually they're just like, it's just the head part, and they're like a parody of the slime from Dragon Quest.
Okay, so those are kind of what you're collecting in the game. So pretty much, you're on a motorcycle, you have one of your teammates on a motorcycle, and then you're going against two of the doggo enemies or one of the corrupted Neptunia girls on a motorcycle. And you pretty much first one to collect 100 doggos. You can complete a mission in like 1 minute. It's not long. And it's set up like a Crash Bandicoot Warp Rooms type style fucking game with all these worlds and shit. And yeah, it's so every world you're just pretty much saving one of the girls until you get them all, and then you fight the final boss, which is a giant version of that fucking doggo with the masculine body, just throwing more doggos at you, and then you just collect them, and then you use your moves on them. They drop doggos. First one to 100 wins. That's all it is.
I'm thinking
Yeah,
of like
really.
the Undertale Knight, the dog knight thing. That's what I'm picturing when you
Not
say
nearly
that.
as adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so don't recommend. Collectible maybe because you don't see it often, but play it probably not. Probably
But
not.
how many PS5 games will truly be collectible? It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, I mean, we got that Speedo Llama. That shit's going for like $400 now. So
There you go.
at least last I seen, I was just like, oh, the ESRB banning is probably not real, but I'll buy it anyway, and I bought it, and then yeah. But I still think it's the company just kind of leaking them on eBay, like, well, we got extra copies, buy it for
Slowly but
300,
surely.
buy it for
Yeah.
350. Same thing that's probably happened with Poop Slinger.
Well, that's
Is
the
there
thing,
no
exactly.
way-
These companies have limits of, like, you have to
Mhm.
print at least, like, I think with PS4 is at least, like, 12, like, 1,200 copies. So it's like, there's more copies out there. They're literally just sitting on them because they didn't sell to, I don't know.
Mhm.
It doesn't really matter. I mean, it's
And
all,
then,
who's
like,
going for a PS4 set anyway?
And then, like, the whole fucking Poop Slinger thing. Like, people were saying, like, oh, there's only 12 copies made. Bro, there's always, like, 10 plus copies on eBay. There ain't no
No.
way. Like,
You literally have to make a certain amount. You can't just make
yeah,
12 copies. So,
like, so it's just that company probably leaking them on there. Well, $1,200 here, $1,200 here. Like,
and if
okay,
some chump pays for it, then it's $1,200 for them.
yeah. Um, so I played that, and then I
So,
also
game of the year,
played.
right?
Well, it didn't come out this year, so no.
Oh, damn.
But what might be my game of the year, I'm still kind of sitting on it, is Pragmata. So
Mm-hmm.
Pragmata. So in the beginning, I was like, yeah, it looks okay, it's all right. And then I started getting more interested in it, and then I was like, you know what, I'm picking it up. Picked it up, and yeah, the combat in this game with the whole like dual hacking and like the first person shooter type aspect, well, not for third person, um really good. At first I was like, it might be kind of confusing using the face buttons to do the hacking and stuff, but once you get really into it and you get the like wide array of weapons, like there's like by the end of the game, like 8 different assault weapons you can get, like six support and 2 defense or 3 defense or something like that. So you got this whole wide array of weapons, and by the end of it, you can hold so many, and it's just constantly going back and forth. It's always introducing new enemy types, which is really good. Keeps the variety fresh. It's not like the same humanized AIs coming after you. Um, the game is short, but honestly, there's still a lot to do in the post game. Like this has like a whole kind of post game end game thing without getting too much into it. Story, Diana, she's great. Fuck these people that are on Twitter trying to make this game into what it's not. Uh, they're going way too crazy with that thing.
Yeah,
But I don't know.
yeah. If you have a problem with that, I think you're telling on yourself. Is kind of
Hmm.
my viewpoint.
Like, it's not that bad, dude. But like some of
It's
these
weird.
voice lines,
It's
like
weird.
as you get through the story and like Hugh and Diana start to establish more of a bond, it definitely gets better. Um, and like when you get her the little, some of the collectibles are what they call REMs. It's real Earth memories, I think is what they're called.
Something like that.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's pretty much like a thing you get in the shelter, and it resembles something like a slide, a swing, something like that, like from Earth, and then she gets to like experience it, like, oh, what is this? Then you kind of like go over it with her. So those are kind of cool, and the whole thing is you're trying to get back to Earth because AIs are taking over the moon. So yeah,
Wow, just like real life.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's kind of crazy, like some of the design because it's based off this whole like certain material that they found that could pretty much 3D print anything, and that's how you got this whole like Times Square on the
Luna
moon.
filament, I think it's
Yeah,
called.
Luna filament.
Interesting.
So yeah, great game. And I don't know, I'm swinging between this and RE9 as my game of the year. It's kind of a close one. I do like Resident Evil. I like Resident Evil 9, but this game is just like unique, and I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I only need 2 more trophies. I got the
Mm,
platinum.
almost there.
Yeah, I got to beat the whole post game, and I got to beat the whole game again on Lunatic. So
Ugh,
it's the longest trophies.
I'm tired of 2 playthrough platinums. I'm tired of
Yeah, I
them
wanted to
boss
just start it on the hardest difficulty, but yeah, you can't because you unlock it after you beat the game.
bastards.
But it's
This
a
is not
short
too
game,
bad.
so you
Yeah,
could,
exactly.
yeah,
Like, how long did it take you to beat it?
say like 12 hours.
That's not too
Maybe
bad.
with
Not too
going
bad
with
at all.
for collectibles and stuff and everything. So like I cleaned it up. I got all the collectibles now. It's just doing the post game stuff.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah, I think I want to check it out eventually. It's on the list. It's just not a priority, but seems like
not
everyone that
$70.
plays it loves it.
It's
So
$60.
that's true. So that's kind of nice. I've also heard it runs like a dream on Switch too, which is kind of cool. So
Runs pretty good on PS5 Pro too.
as
It's like
expected.
got that now.
All right. Anything else,
Um,
or just your Game Boy games?
and the Game Boy games. We'll get into that later. So
All right, Zach. What have you been playing?
Just to kind of piggyback off Tyler talk about Pragmata. I've also been playing, or sorry, Pragmata. I've also been playing it. I have finished the second area. So I'm a few hours in. I am liking it a lot.
I hated that
I
boss, by the way.
it was tough at first, but I kind of got on terms with it. But
I
it was good.
honestly think that was the toughest one for me. Like,
Gotcha. Yeah, it was a lot to handle, but it was fun. Um, I think by the end of it, this game might be above Resident Evil for me on my game of the year list. Not because I didn't love Resident Evil 9, but this game just doesn't like I was always constantly stressed while playing Resident Evil 9. This game is like I'm just having fun the whole time, which is it's just like I'm in a better headspace while I'm playing it than when I was playing Resident Evil 9. I was constantly like peeking around corners and stuff. Um, I think the hacking minigame is like way better than it has any right to be. Tyler mentioned
Yeah.
it's on the right side with like the face buttons, um, and you're literally just like hitting the directional inputs with the face buttons to like go around this thing, and it works really well because when you're aiming with your right stick and then you lock onto them and then while you're like looking at them you just hit the buttons real quick with your thumb. It just feels pretty natural. There's other fun little hacking mini games around that do other interesting things with the face buttons. Like they're pretty simple, but like they're very satisfying to like do these little things to open doors. I've been enjoying going back and like re-exploring old areas when you get new like ways to get through certain things. I really like the home base. The
Yeah.
Capcom has like a really good like what do you call it? A good history of like save room music. Like Resident Evil has like that really good like relaxing music. Pragmata has the same thing in the shelter has a really cool like just relaxing song to sit there and hang out to. I think the game's great. Um, I will probably try to finish it this weekend. I'll probably play it most of today and see if I can't finish it up tomorrow. Um, yeah, it's great. Um, Also mentioning RE9, I did finally finish that game to get a platinum. So I did the speed run and then I did the insanity run, but it's not super hard when you have unlimited ammo and you can just blow shit up the whole time.
Yep.
Um, so the gray sections you just play with unlimited like requiem bullets and just destroy everything, which is very satisfying. And then the Leon side, you just play with unlimited RPG and just destroy everything. So it's kind of weird that they made it an insanity trophy and then also allowed you to play with unlimited ammo because it's like that was like the hard difficulty, but it was the easiest run by far. So they just like made me play it a third time arbitrarily. But I guess the expectation is like not everybody's gonna get all of the unlocks perfectly through two runs by looking at a guide. So I guess maybe that's the I don't know. Very fun game. That is currently my number one on the year. Maybe Pragmata overtakes it.
I was real tempted to go back and do that like final puzzle thing,
Yeah,
like
I
on
thought about
Resident Evil,
it,
because I'm
but
like, that's the last thing I need, not just one box not checked off. I'm like,
Bugging you.
kind of irritates me, but I'm like, this is like a playthrough and a half I gotta do. But I mean,
Yeah,
with
you
the
got to
yeah,
get a
unlimited
decent amount of
ammo,
way through the game. So
yeah. But I mean, with
yeah,
unlimited ammo, you do it on casual, can't be that bad. But
yeah, but then what do you get? You just unlock more weapons you're not going to use. Maybe when the
maybe
DLC
when the
comes out.
DLC comes out,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
yeah, because I pretty much have everything bought, but I think a couple outfits. So
yeah. The RE9 is very good. I sometimes I just want to play games and not be stressed out, and I think RE9 every time I decided to play it, I had to be like locked in, ready to. Except for the last run. The last run was complete nonsense, but the speed
yeah,
run, I was obviously having to be like locked in, and then the first run when I didn't know what was happening, I had to be locked in. Um, let's see, other new game I've been playing. I have been playing Mouse PI for Hire.
mhm.
Um, First thing I want to note, just because it bothers me, the trophy list for this game, it's not called Mouse PI for Hire. It's just called Mouse. So if you go
Oh,
to the
weird.
trophy list, it's your list of games. It just says Mouse, but the game's called Mouse PI for Hire on the PlayStation. Um,
interesting.
like in the title art and the actual like name of the game when you start it up. But the
How strange.
trophy
You'd think
list
it
is
would
just
have
called
to be
Mouse.
consistent.
Yeah, it's weird. Um, this game is it's pretty fun. It is a noir, like old timey cartoon, first person shooter, boomer shooter kind of game. I think the pros are the movement and the shooting feels really good. The weapons are really well animated. Like it has. Who's that guy on YouTube that does like the reload animations for like random stupid
I don't
objects?
know his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
It's like commander or generals like Carl or like, I don't know Joe, whatever it is. It's some guy who does like funny reload animations for like household objects. This game has a really good thing with the like the weapons you're getting. The reloads are all very funny. Like when you have the shotgun, you'll just have a handful of shotgun shells and you'll just like smush them in there, and then it just works. And then you have like this weapon that shoots acid at people, and you like just you spin off the acid thing and grab a new one. It just they all look very fun when you're reloading. They all play really well. The movement is super fast. It really does feel like Doom One, Doom Two, where you're kind of doing that bob when you walk. You just move really fast. You have a double jump that you get really early that you use to like dodge around these arenas with the enemies. So that feels really good, just jumping around, taking all these enemies. So I think the moment to moment gameplay is the strongest suit. I think the level design is not as good. I think each area you go to is like well designed at first, but the levels I think take a little bit too long each. Like I want each of these levels to be like 10, 15 minutes, but sometimes they'll be like randomly like 30 minutes long, and I'm just kind of like going to another room, doing another thing for no real reason other than kill more enemies. So I think sometimes it gets a little bit like overstays its welcome each level. The story so far, it's like trying to set up like a mystery story, and every level you get clues and you bring them back to your like detective agency and you put them on the board. And I was hoping that it would like make you put these clues together yourself and decide where to go, like for the next part of the mystery. But
Yeah.
it doesn't. It just you put it up there and it's like, oh, go to this place next to do this thing. It's like okay, I was hoping you would like make me figure out where to go next because there is like an overworld map with a bunch of different areas to go, like a bunch of levels to go to. But it's not like a thing where you're figuring out where to go and you're choosing which level to go to. It just tells you go to this level, and then you drive over to that level, and it's the only place available to go to. So I think that part is not. It's just kind of whatever. It doesn't quite hit all of my hopes and aspirations
Yeah,
there.
not a lot of PI stuff, mostly just the shooting, right?
Yeah, exactly. The PI stuff is just kind of set dressing, which is fine. I mean, it maybe I was hoping a little bit too much to have a an actual detective game and then also a cool first person shooter. But the shooting is very good. It's a longer game than I thought. Like I mentioned, the levels take longer, like in general. But I'm already I don't know 12 hours in, and I think I'm maybe halfway through.
Holy
Um,
cow.
yeah, it's like way longer than I thought it was. But I'm also being pretty thorough in the levels, trying to find the collectibles and stuff like that. So you could probably speed through this quicker. But I am like checking all my corners, trying to find everything. So yeah, Mouse PI for Hire is a solid game. It's only $30. I think the physical comes out in June.
That's what I'm
In
waiting
June?
for.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play it,
Um,
but I want to get it physical, so I'm figure I'll just wait.
yeah, I was torn between like maybe I'll play it digital and then buy it physical in June if I like it enough. And I don't think I'm quite at I like it enough to buy it a second time.
Mm.
But we'll see. Maybe if it like if stock stays on the shelf and it goes on sale, maybe I'll buy a physical down the line. But it's a fun game. You should check it out.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
I've been playing more Pokemon Champions. Just trying to play this first season, this first Battle Pass month of time. I'm trying to get into Ultra Ball tier. I'm at the last Great Ball tier. I'm finally actually starting to get pushback. I was basically just destroying people in the Pokeball tier and the like early Great Ball tier because I think it's people who have never played competitive Pokemon before. And
Mm.
now I'm in the like trying to get into Ultra Ball tier. I'm actually going against people who are like know what they're doing. So instead of winning like 4 out of 5 matches, I'm winning like half my matches at this point. Because I'm by no means very good at competitive Pokemon, but I kind of know what I'm doing, and I'm getting against other people who know what they're doing now. But it's a fun game. I still have not put any money into it. I'm still only doing the free daily Pokemon recruitments or whatever. I haven't actually put any money into the system yet. So if you like Pokemon battling, this is a fun little simulator. I'm gonna try to finish the battle pass, and then I might check in here and there going forward. I'm not gonna like keep finishing every battle pass after this one, but the main thing I've been playing, the thing I can't stop playing, I've been playing a lot of Hades 2. Hades 2 turns out is really good. I have finished. I've beaten all the I would say like normal bosses in the game, and I'm now in the point. If you played Hades 1, the game requires you to beat the game multiple times to get the ending. I'm in
Mm.
that point of Hades 2 now where I've beaten runs, and now I'm having to like beat them again and again to gather resources to get the actual ending. So about 25 hours into that game. It's very good. Um, this game probably would have been in my top 10 last year had I actually played it enough last year. Yeah, if you played Hades 1, Hades 2 is a better and bigger version of it. So,
Would you say you should just skip Hades 1 at this point if you haven't played it, like someone like me, or is it still worth playing both?
Hades 2 definitely like adds to the story of Hades 1. So I think you would get more out of it if you played Hades 1. But as far as like gameplay goes, it is a like one-to-one like better Hades 1 in my opinion. But the story does dip back into some Hades 1 stuff that you better be familiar with if you want to get the full experience.
Good to know. Kind of like when someone tried to go into a Deltarune without really playing Undertale.
I've played Undertale all the way through. I don't know what you're talking about.
Sure thing, buddy.
He beat Sans, okay?
Did not,
Spoilers.
but
That's
yeah, that's all I've been playing outside of my Game Boy games.
There you go. Yeah, so obviously I've been playing my Game Boy games too. I finished up, I talked about it a few episodes ago, but I was playing some Rainbow on the Game Boy Color through the Rayman 30th Anniversary Collection, because it is not like a watered-down remake, it's just a totally different game, which is fun and weird and interesting. And, you know, it's not going to blow your socks off, but it's a good, competent, well-designed platformer on the Game Boy Color. Has some weird, eerie music, which is interesting and weird, but, you know, art-wise, looks good. Gameplay-wise, feels good. It just feels like a more simplistic Rayman and not nearly as punishing as the Jaguar or PS1 original. So if you're a fan of Rayman, or just you like a simple point A to point B platformer, it's a good way to kill about 2 hours. It's short, it's fun, and it's worth playing. Next up, I played Saint Slayer Spear of Sacrilege. So this is a classic Vania style game, so much more like the NES Castlevania games, more akin to like Castlevania 1 or Castlevania 3. So, you know, it's tough. It has the knockback, but it has incredible music, tons of gross, you know, vampiric, Lovecraftian kind of looking horrors that you're fighting. It looks and feels a lot like an NES game, but like a really good feeling and looking NES game. The music especially, they absolutely nailed. The music is super, super good. It's about 21 levels long, if I remember right, so it's not super long. Probably only took me about 2 hours to beat it. And you know, there's little collectibles you can get in each level, but all those really are different cheat codes so that you can play the game with different kind of modifiers and stuff. But it was really good. It was a lot of fun. You know, it's like playing a class like an OG Castlevania game, but not as disgustingly punishing. So you don't get as frustrated. It's more fun than frustrating. It still has its moments where you feel like you got you know, you die and you get frustrated because it's hard, but it's never the game's fault. Like, it's totally fair, and it's like you just gotta make sure you're paying attention, and there's a lot coming at you at once. Like, if you're playing the original Castlevania, there's floating heads coming at you, while 2 other enemies are throwing stuff from you different sides, so you gotta lock in. But it's good. There's some fun, interesting boss mechanics. There's some good, funny writing in it, and it's actually pretty fantastic. So I would definitely recommend this to probably anyone listening to this show that likes older games would enjoy it. It's one of the most faithful. It's up there with like Bloodstained: Curse of the Moon. If any of you guys have played that as well, I'm thinking of the right one, right? Not because I'm thinking of the
Ritual. I think Ritual
one.
of the Night. Ritual of the Night is
Okay.
the 2.5D one. I think Curse of the Moon is.
Yes, Curse of the Moon, the one that's more like Castlevania 3, essentially. It's like up there in terms of quality for that. So high recommend. I've only played, you know, a handful of games. I think 4 or 5 games this year that came out this year. But this is like a solid number 2 right behind Resident Evil 9. Thought it was absolutely fantastic. So
Nice.
And do you guys know who Darkside Phil is by chance? DSP, the infamous YouTuber / streamer.
He sounds familiar.
People always clown on him because he's just
It's the guy who like.
he's really bad at everything. Like, he just doesn't understand how video games work or play.
Yeah, is that guy baiting, or is he
No,
actually?
he's just like that. He's been doing it for years and years. But there's a cheat code in Saint Slayer. If you type in DSP, you get 99 lives, and I thought that was very funny. So
That's very funny.
had to share that for everybody. And then other than that, randomly I've been playing this game called Mobile Suit Gundam Battle Operation Code Fairy. I don't
Lord,
know.
those just 7 words.
I
that
know. So it's like I'm a very casual Gundam fan. You know, I'm familiar with like kind of like the world and some of the different characters and storylines and stuff. But I'm not like a massive Gundam fan by any means. I like to build Gundams. I think they're cool to like go to like, you know, the local anime like merch store and buy a kit and like spend an afternoon or a night building a cool Gundam figure. I think I have a lot of fun with that. I think the robot designs are really cool. And something about this game, I don't know what it was. It was just like randomly like on sale on PlayStation Store, and I was like, this looks interesting and neat, so I bought it, and I'm having a good time with it. It's like a mission based game that's a spin-off of a mobile game, and I guess the point of it was honestly so that you could play this and then use it to like get in-game rewards for the mobile game that I'm never gonna play. But the game itself, I think, stands pretty well on its own. You just kind of get put into arenas and you have robot fights. It's as simple as that, but it has some good funny dialogue. It has some good music. Obviously Gundams are just cool looking. It feels very clunky, but that seems intentional to me because you're meching giant, like you're controlling giant robots, so I think that would feel clunky. So in terms of like the environment that you're playing the game in, I think that everything feeling kind of rough makes sense in the context of what you're playing. And this definitely isn't like the most like this game doesn't have like a ton of substance, I don't think, but if you enjoy, you know, big robots or Gundam media or kaiju media or any of those kinds of things like I do, might be worth checking out when it's on sale. I think that I'm definitely playing it for the wrong reasons. Like I said, I think most people play this because you could use it to get rewards in like the mobile game that it's a spin-off of, but I think it's neat. And like narrative wise, it takes place during the original storyline for like the original Gundam anime, which is kind of cool. So if you're like an old Gundam head, you'll probably appreciate that. And also you're playing kind of who's usually skewed and seen as the bad guys in Gundam. Like you're actually playing on their side, not like the heroes side that you usually see, like, you know, the white and blue and red Gundam that you always see everywhere. You're playing on the opposing side of the kind of like the face of Gundam, which is interesting as well. So a weird game that I just stumbled upon, and I'm just enjoying it more than I thought I would. So wanted to give it a shout out. Yeah, so nice little mix of game for all of us this week. I think obviously the best choice is Neptunia Doggos. If any of you guys are going to go out there and play any of the games we talked about,
Yeah, go play it.
go play it.
Go play it and let me know how it is.
Get that platinum trophy.
Yeah.
All right. Recent gaming pickups, boys. Do we have anything? I have just a few. So I don't know. How are you guys sitting on piles of games this week?
Got some.
Zach?
I have one thing. I've got.
Oh,
Pragmatic.
wow. All right. You could go first, I guess.
Woo!
I figured I'd get it over with. And everything else I have is either on order or not delivered yet. So
Nice.
lots,
There you go.
lots of stuff in the mail.
I'm surprised you didn't go for the Switch 2 version just because.
I mean, I'm glad RE9 and Pragmata are on the Switch 2. If I'm going to play it, I'm probably going to play on my PlayStation. One, because there's a trophy list to make me feel good about myself. And even though it runs well on the Switch 2, I think it, like they said, it runs at 60 most of the time. Like, it's just going to be better on my PS5. I'm not going to, like, so.
I always feel like you must be conflicted with achievements because you say that you like that Nintendo doesn't have them, but then you'll play
Correct.
games on other platforms because they have them.
No, 100%. Like, if Nintendo had achievements, I would be fucked because I would just have to 100% all. I mean, I already 100% all my Nintendo games and do my own achievements where I put a screenshot and I have like a whole gallery of all my achievements and all my games.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
If I had an actual achievement system, I would be boned. I would be stuck getting all of those. I would have to have the most achievements. So yeah, I'm glad it's not there because it allows me to enjoy things
That's fair.
a little better.
I kind of feel that when I'm playing some games on PlayStation, it stresses me the fuck out. I'm just.
I've recently turned off trophy notifications. I'm like, I just don't want to know anymore because I feel like I enjoy games less when I focus on it too much.
Where I am with trophies is I will, if I'm playing a game and I enjoy it enough, I will always like the idea of going for the platinum because I already like to complete my games like 100%, so I might as well get some way of proving that or showing that to myself, tracking that. I don't play games specifically for trophy lists, and if I am not gelling with a game, I don't make myself 100% it. So that's
Okay.
kind of where I'm at.
Mhm.
But like a game like Pragmata, I'm gonna get the platinum. But like,
Yeah.
So
All right. I will go ahead and go next, and then Tyler, if you don't mind going last, just because I got two right here.
I guess.
First up, why are you so sad about it? We got shout out to friend of the show, Vinny. He sent me a link to this on eBay, ready to rumble boxing for the Dreamcast Sega All Stars version. Definitely the not it's not like rare or anything like that, but it's definitely less common than the regular version. And I actually, I know people hate greatest hits. I love the orange spines on Dreamcast. So I'm actually, if there's an orange spine print of a game, I actually would rather have that. So glad to add
Yo,
that. And
hold on. You want to know
Yeah.
something real quick?
what?
So you showed that off. You're like, shout out to Vinny. So Vinny actually just picked one up for me as well at his local game store.
Mhm.
I'm going to get it when I see him next month.
How funny.
I was like, oh shit, Vinny hooking everybody up ready to rumble.
Somehow.
So, that's big awesome.
And then this, shout out to friend of the show, Bird Dog Gaming. He found one of the games that was on my collecting goals list at a convention he went to. So I sent him the money and he sent me the game. We got SpongeBob, The Legend of the Lost Spatula, with the poster. Can't
I
get
gotta
it
get that
without
one.
the poster. Gotta get the poster. One
Good
of my
deal on it?
collecting goals for the year. Yeah, because it had everything, and I think it was like $35-$40, something like that.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, and one of my collecting goals was to get my childhood Game Boy Color games back, and that was one of them. So now I got 2 down, 3 more to go.
that was
Very
also
nice.
my childhood SpongeBob game. I have it loose though, so
Hell yeah. I had that, and I had the really shitty PS1 game, too.
Oh, Super Sponge, I think it
Yeah, that
was.
game sucks.
Right? Yeah, I remember as a kid I liked it, but if I go back to it now, I'm probably like, this is fucking awful.
It is bad.
remember really
I went
liking
back
the-
to it, and it was not good.
I remember as a kid really liking the PSP one. I don't know how that would hold up though.
I have no idea. I didn't know there
I think
was
it's like the
PSP one.
yellow or something. I might have
Truth
it.
or Square.
Well, not that one. I never played that one. But
Shout out to SpongeBob.
yeah. So, guess
Shout
we'll
My boy.
we got Pragmata.
Pragmata.
So,
Is that how you say it? Because I hear you guys correcting yourselves. Pragmata.
I think
very very early in the game they say the word Pragmata like
Oh,
as
oops.
they refer to it as Pragmata. I called it Pragmata until then. I've been trying to.
yes, yeah.
Correct yourself.
It's
It's like
Pragmata,
apparently
yeah.
all this time Ballatro's been Balatro.
Balatro, I believe.
And I don't like that. It's
Pisses me
Balatro.
off.
It's
Balatro.
It's too late
Balatro
now.
is-
It's
yeah.
too late. They should have
Yeah.
corrected us years ago.
Yeah.
Picked up at one of the stores. Sea of Stars. Been wanting to play
Oh,
that.
cool.
So
God, I
picked
love
that
the
up.
cover art on that game. It's so beautiful.
And Craig's Game of the Year. Teenage Riders.
Game of the
versus
century.
Doggos. Look at that.
There it is.
Doesn't even
best
look
part
good. I'm sorry.
About the Neptunia games is
Oh,
that
look.
I think there's like 4 or 5 mainline Neptunia games.
That's the doggo.
Yeah, there's about
It
there's
looks like
about
a
4.
cat.
Yeah. It's like
It's a
little
doggo.
like Shiba Inu years, I think, is it's supposed to be.
Mm.
But yeah, I think there's like 4 or 5 mainline Neptunia games, and I think there were like over 20 spin-offs at this point. So,
All right.
uh
So
That's always a good sign.
was at GameStop yesterday, paying off my Soros, and there was a dude trading in a whole bunch of retro shit, and
oh,
this is shit GameStop wouldn't take. I wish I would have caught him before he went in,
mhm.
but it is what it is. So as he was walking back to his car, I pulled out, I was like, hey, what didn't they take? And then he was like, well, if you want to take a look, I was like, yeah, I might be interested. So we made a deal. Not
Oh, yeah.
It's not the greatest of stuff, but I mean, how often do you make deals in a GameStop parking lot?
That's
So I got a
true.
copy of
Pac-Man.
Tengen Pac-Man.
Let's go.
We got Excite Bike.
Hell yeah. Why wouldn't they take these? That's so weird.
I
They're
have
just
no idea.
NES games.
They took a whole bunch of other ones. Like he had a CIB RoboCop, and there was like 2 other stacked, but these they wouldn't take. I don't know why. Rad Racer. Got
Nice.
that. Golf. Gotta have golf.
Gotta have golf.
Probably too many of these now. This Fit in 6. Your boy's gonna lose weight on the Wii.
There you go.
Got a Orange Zapper.
Oh, fun.
What? Why would that GameStop take that? That's awesome.
I'm saving kind of the better stuff for last though. We got Super Sprint. We got a fucking third-party old school NES controller.
Nice.
Kid Icarus.
Okay. Okay.
Zelda Gold Heart.
There you go. Why wouldn't they take? That's so weird. Not taking Zelda and Kid Icarus.
They only take complete NES. Like, will they not?
I got
take
Strawberry Game Boy Color.
Okay.
Berry, whatever the fuck it is. I don't know.
This is so bizarre to me.
And the last thing, a CIB Dr. Mario.
What? Okay.
Has all the inserts, everything's in there.
Wow. How strange.
Yeah.
Did he give a reason why they wouldn't take this stuff?
No, you were just like, yeah, they said they can't take this stuff, so.
That's like, so weird. How bizarre.
Like,
do you mind if I ask how much you spent on these?
So, I was hoping to get a little more of a deal, but what do you think? What do you think? I'll tell you what I spent.
What'd you do, like $100?
90.
That's not bad. I mean,
yeah,
you could definitely resell these if you want to, make more than $90. So
yeah, when I tallied it all up for everything, it was like $290, $280, something like that.
There you go.
I didn't even include that fucking controller in my total because I was like,
dude, that's where the money's at, is the old school NES controller.
Oh yeah, imagine it's like some discontinued $100 fucking controller.
It's what Tetris speedrunners use to do the most strategic rolling.
It's happening. Wearing a white glove.
Yeah, it's actually still sealed too. Look at that. It's brand new. Brand new. But yeah, so that kind of worked out.
Nice.
It's funny because I was with Jonathan, and Jason, and I was just like, hold on. I went, I was like, hey.
Did you go back into GameStop and see the stuff that they did take, if it was anything good?
No,
I didn't. Robocop, but
that GameStop, like, I don't know, GameStop's a little iffy on their retro prices. Like, some stuff's really high. There's very few. Like, they were definitely caught on. You can't really. I used to get hits at GameStop a lot. Now I kind of can't because they're just like that. GameStop
for a long time, like their max price was, I think, like $200. So it's like I don't know if anyone ever did it, but I remember like you used to go to GameStop's website and it would be like Panzer Dragoon Saga $199.99, and I'm just like, if someone ever trades that in, you just better hope that you're ready to catch that deal before someone else does.
Yeah, that and like the same GameStop. The one time I went to it, and they had a Operation Darkness on the 360, which, I mean, mind you, when the 360 was booming, it was like $200. Now it's dropped. It's like 100, 110, something like that. Might be 120, and they had it for $100, and I was like, I already have it, but so
yeah. Usually, what I've noticed is the sports games. Like, if there's an expensive sports game, they usually don't catch on to that. Like some of the older like NCAA stuff, that's still worth a good amount of money.
Yeah, that was my GameStop deal of last night. That almost didn't make it on the show. But...
Good for you. That's kind of fun. Whenever you can find something decent at GameStop, even if it's not really at GameStop, it's always kind of fun. Like when I got that Double Dash box a few weeks ago, that was a fun little free get. So never hurts to check. Every once in a while, there's gold in them hills. So
there is, definitely can be
very few and far between for sure.
Yeah,
but then it's like there's some YouTubers all watching this. Like they'll go to GameStops, a couple times a week, and they find gold at every GameStop, just like tons of PS2 and GameCube, and I'm just like,
do you watch that YouTuber? It's like
RJC Media.
Yeah, he be finding shit. Well, he also got like $5,000 of trading credit, but like,
well, he was the one. They were writing articles about him because he was the one that exposed that Switch 2 thing, where you could buy a Switch 2 and sell it back for more than you could buy it for.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so there was a thing where if you buy a used Switch 2, it was obviously cheaper, and then they were doing a trade-in bonus where if you bought a game worth more than like $5 or something, then you got an additional bump on your trade. So it was like he was buying Switch 2s for like $400 and then selling them back for like $490, and then he was just going between GameStops, and he got like thousands and thousands of dollars in credit. And then he posted the video, and GameStop shut that shit down immediately.
And then
What
just
on earth?
recently, GameStop was doing this thing where it was like they were taking broken consoles and giving like an extra $25 per
Yeah,
console or
even if it
whatever.
didn't work.
Yeah. So like he had two bins full of broken Wii's, and he got like $5,000 of trade credit on a card. So now he just got all these GameStops picking up like it was the 4 for 20 deal,
Yeah.
and then he like resells them and then he gets whatever he wants just to keep. I'm just like that's fucking wild. And every
But in
GameStop's
his
like, yeah,
defense,
so
he's not breaking any rules. He's
not.
playing the
He's not.
system. So
Good on him. If GameStop's that stupid,
that's
like
what I'm saying.
Dude, it's crazy. I'm just like, he's going for like a full PS2 set, and he's like, the way he's like working his videos is like, it has to be like 50% under, uh, like the market value. So like by doing it like this, he kind of like estimates it in, so like he paid less than half for that. And yeah, he's got like 1,200 games or something like that.
Yeah.
It's wild.
I've been watching him for quite a long time now. He actually is one of my favorite YouTubers. He's one of the only like game hunting YouTubers that I watch because his videos are very well done. They're not too long. They're like very snappy and well edited. They're funny. So
I like when he goes
recommend
into like
him.
he goes into like a pay more or something, and he goes out. He's like, "There's nothing." It's like, "Wah."
Yeah, the sound effects. Good sound effects. I know they actually opened a Paymore right down the road from me, so I need to go check it out and see how
Check
their
it
game
out.
selection is by me. So
Yeah, this man takes road trips to go to different GameStops too. Like he'll sleep at a hotel, hitting all these GameStops, and he just gets crazy shit. He's like, "Yeah, I asked him for free shit, so I got these Resident Evil tote bags." And I'm just like, "What the fuck?" I tried doing that at mine, like
you're like, no.
a week ago. I was like, "Hey, you got any like extra promo shit?" Nah, we threw all that out. I was like, "What the
Yeah.
fuck?"
Yeah, I'll never
The old
complain
GameStop.
again because, like I said, when I got that free GameCube box, I felt like that was a total lottery win. So I'm just like, I feel, but I don't know. I'm lucky because most people have really crappy GameStops and like really crappy GameStop associates by them that they're like, tacking on like the warranties that you don't want to pay for and
Oh,
all these
yeah.
things without even saying anything. And it's like one time the guy accidentally added the warranty on my thing and he was just like, "Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry." And he just like gave me cash back instead of charging it back to my card, so I didn't have to wait a few days. It's like the people in my GameStop are very friendly, so I'm
Nice.
lucky to have that. And once
I
in a
used to
while
have
they
a-
get good trade-ins, so even better.
I used to have like a really good one by me, and then they closed down. Like I used to be friends with all of them, and they'd always hook me up. And yeah, I even got a free backwards compatible PS3 from there. So I got my backwards compatible PS3. Some dude was
There you
trying to trade it in, and then they were just like, "Hey, we can't take it." I was like, "You just gonna get rid of it?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna throw it away." I was like, "I'll take it," you know. He's like, "All right," and I checked and it had the 4 USB ports. I was like, "Yep, all
I'm
right."
still so sad. I gotta get mine fixed.
It was dirty
the
as
yellow
fuck.
light. Mine has the yellow light of death, so I gotta take it somewhere
Mm.
to get repaired, which will probably cost hundreds of dollars. And I'm like, at that point, is it even worth it?
Yeah.
But I would love to have it working because then I could just hook it up to the TV with my PS5 and my PlayStation TV, and then I could literally play every generation of PlayStation on one TV, and that'd be beautiful.
Yeah.
So I have to hack my PS TV still, so that way I can play everything that I wanted to play. But because there's a bunch of Vita games that are arbitrarily like locked from working on the PS TV, and it makes no sense. So.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. There's certain games that just don't work. It's really stupid. So, and it's like I don't know. I could mod it and download the games on there too, but I have pretty much all the games except for digital only games. So,
Gotcha.
still need some limited run games though, because I'm a fake collector. Tyler, time for some trivia.
Alrighty.
What's the score?
Right now we got Craig 53, Zach 45.
The real
There's-
question is, when are we gonna stop doing this? Are we just gonna go forever?
Yeah, I guess so. Gonna keep going.
There'll
There's
never
two
be a
questions in
champion.
here. There's two questions in here that can give 2 points. So
Okay.
we'll see. Maybe Zach can get the come up right here. It's all about Game Boy stuff. So
All about that Game Boy.
Gunpei Yokoi.
all right, incorrect. So
Sewing
So a
machine.
lot-
There's a sewing machine.
all right, Craig got the first one. Huh?
Damn it.
We've all watched way too many Digimon gaming videos over the years.
Okay, so starting off first question. So most people believe that the Game Boy was one of the first handhelds with interchangeable cartridges. However, it wasn't. What was the first?
First handheld with
Uh,
interchangeable cartridges.
The Neo Geo Pocket Color.
No.
I hate it because I don't know the name of it. Isn't it that weird slim one that kind of looks like a phone?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the name of it though. But I know what you're talking about because I have one.
You have this?
Yeah, it was inherited from my father. I don't know the name of it though. So I think it starts with an M, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
What?
Come on,
is it?
Craig.
I don't know if I'm gonna remember. But I hate that I know what you're talking
I'll
about.
give you the second word of it.
What is it?
Vision.
Is it the Microvision?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, there we go. Half point.
Doing this shit.
I'll give that one to him just because he has it for some reason.
Yeah. Okay, so in 1993, cosmonaut Alexander, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, took his Game Boy along
Tetris.
on the TM-17 space mission to the MIR station. The console orbited the Earth 3,000 times before safely returning to its owner. The machine was later included in an auction of space travel memorabilia. How much did it sell for? Whoever gets the
Fucking
closest,
hell.
I'll give it to.
200,000.
I was gonna say 100,000.
This is way back in the day, so it's not crazy amounts.
Oh, okay.
You guys are both way over, so I'll give you a second guess.
$1,500. $1,500.
$7,000.
It was $1,220.
All right.
So
who gets the point? No one.
I'm giving it to Zach. He was close. I ain't doing the fucking close without going over bullshit.
Now you said cosmonaut. Was this auctioned off like specifically in the Soviet Union, Russia, or was it just like did this make it? It's like a worldwide market.
Not totally sure.
He didn't ask ChatGPT to clarify.
Yeah, I didn't clarify. It was just space travel memorabilia auction.
He said, Gemini, when did the Game Boy go to space?
What year was the final Game Boy game released in America, and what was
now we call it Game Boy Color or just Game Boy?
Just Game Boy.
Okay. Game Boy, I'm gonna say Pokemon Yellow 1998.
One of those are correct.
I think 1999, right?
It is 1999. All right,
so we both get a point.
Damn it.
I knew it was Pokemon Yellow, but I didn't know the year, so I'm glad you were wrong.
Is it really 1999?
Yeah, it was 1999 for Pokemon Yellow.
Wasn't Red and Blue 96? 97?
I think it was 98 in North America, wasn't it?
Yeah, in Japan it was 96.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right, here's another one. How many shades of color did the original Game Boy display? You know, that olive green color.
like
How many
fucking
different
two?
shades?
I think it was like 6.
I'm gonna say 8.
It's 4.
Okay.
4. It was 4.
That was actually my first
medium,
thought, but it seemed too low.
Have y'all ever like messed around with an original Game Boy? Like it has those like slider things, you know? You can make that shit look awful.
Yeah.
Like incomprehensible. Like,
The original Game Boy might be one of the worst pieces of hardware ever made, actually. Don't know if that's a hot take or not. I fucking hate the OG Game Boy. As someone that had one as a child, I think it's chunky and clunky.
Very specific games I think are like cool to play on there, but like anything else, just play it on your Game Boy Color or any modern Game Boy. But like, I don't know.
Yeah, it didn't get a lot of use because I got a Game Boy Color early on too. So it's like once I had that, I just played everything on there. You still couldn't see, but
yeah. And last question. So, you know, we all have games that, you know, you can like link up, play multiplayer, 2 players, 4 players. But there was one Game Boy game where you were able to do more than 4 players. It looked like a whole bunch of cables.
Baseball 2000.
All right, you got that part of the question, but I was also going to say, how many players was it?
16.
I was going to say,
16.
Yep. Damn, Craig was like, Baseball 2000, I know that shit.
Hey, man, I watched my boy Uncle Derek talk about that on Stop Skeletons from Fighting. There's a whole documentary about it. It's beautiful.
All right, so where are we at?
I'm the winner. What could I say? They call me the Game Boy for a reason.
Zach, I tried to help you catch up, and you didn't get these double answers.
I did say 16 on that last one, so
but I said it first.
All right, so we got Zach 47, Craig 57.
There we go.
In striking
In
distance.
the lead.
in striking distance.
I've been in striking distance since we started this segment.
I think there was one part where Zach was ahead, and then
I don't think there was.
And then we took away all the decimal points. He was creeping up with death by 1,000 cuts. He's trying to get me with all the.
there was one
decimal
point where we were
points.
tied. Yeah, Craig 21, Zach 21.
Look at that. What a beautiful thing. Fellas, it's time for the topic of the show.
Zach 9.5, Craig 13.
Stupid. Time for the topic of the show, the Game Boy grab bag. As explained earlier in the show, we all picked one Game Boy game for ourselves and two for each other, based off of what is available on the Nintendo Switch Online Game Boy service. Zach, why don't you go ahead and tell us the game that you were chosen to play?
Greg assigned me Bionic Commando. Tyler assigned me Kid Icarus. I believe of Myths and Monsters or something. I forgot to write down the subtitle. Myths and Monsters. And then I assigned myself Mario Tennis.
There you go. Tyler, what games did you play?
I gave myself Castlevania Legends. Zach gave me Mario Picross, and Craig unfortunately gave me Sword of Hope.
There you go. And I picked for myself, unfortunately, Quest for Camelot. Zach gave me Mario Golf, and Tyler gave me Survival Kids. So we have a nice little grouping of games here, 9 games that are mostly very different from one another. Did any of you guys beat any of your games before we get super deep into it? Or did we all just test them out?
I beat one.
I am close to finishing one of them, and I intend to finish another one.
Okay. Yeah, one of them barely got the playtest. One of them I got 1 of 8 endings, and one of them I beat. So, he's thinking. Well, why don't we go ahead and start with Tyler? Tyler, why don't you go in depth on your first game, whichever one you want to talk about out of the 3.
In depth, we can make this a real short one if I talk about Sword of Hope.
Well, let it out. That's the game I gave you.
All
I
right.
literally just was like, oh, that's a cool name. I had no idea what it was,
Oh.
so.
Craig gave me Sword of Hope, and granted, it's like a dungeon crawling RPG, but on the Game Boy, it's like, oh, you're at this area, then you got look, interact, something, and I'm just like, all right, and then it's like you can go up or left, and you hit left, and it's like, oh, you're in another part of the forest, and it's like, look, that, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't know if this really lives up, and I wasn't really feeling this kind of game to begin with, and I was just like, I don't know, but I tried. I gave it a shot. So he plays this prince named Theo, and there's like these 3 wizards that you got to go fight and save the thing to get all that kind of story. I didn't get much of it. So I got a little farther in it, fighting these moths, and then a moth hits you, and it's just like, oh no, you've been poisoned. Yeah. Your defense went down 3 points. You hit A. Your agility went down 3 points. You hit A. You lost this much health. You hit A. And then it's like, you attacked them. You're poisoned. I'm like, fuck.
It's one of those.
And then, do that for like a minute and then finish that battle. But then I'm pretty much low on health and I have no items or anything. And I'm trying to figure this out. Then I run into 3 enemies and I got fucked. And then you pretty much just start back at the beginning of the thing, and he's just like, "Hey, you're not supposed to die. You gotta go on, finish the mission." So then you go again, and you keep your experience and your gold and stuff like that. But then you just start from the beginning area, and you gotta pretty much going around, interacting with different items, trying to find, to get into like doors and unlock bridges and stuff like that. And I tried looking up a long play just to see how fast someone could beat this thing, because how long to beat says 12 hours. When I looked up a long play, it was 3 hours. But I couldn't tell you what the hell I was doing. Then I ran into some fortune teller dude, but then he said you need 5 gold. I had 1 gold. So I wasn't getting too far with that. I was like, all right. Then I found this tree, right? Found this tree, interacted with the tree, and then the tree attacked me.
It sounds like you
And
just suffered for half an hour.
yeah, I was like, I'd really but rather be playing Pragmata right now. But I'm here playing fucking Sword of Hope.
This seems like a game you get as a kid for Christmas, and you play it for like 4 years, and you never finish it. Like you just always like run, like keep running into
It
obstacles.
has a sequel. Did you know that?
It's crazy.
It
I
has
did
a
not.
sequel.
Well, I
Um,
loved because you sent us a video of you playing it the other day, and I love because it's like I can't imagine playing this on a real Game Boy because your field of view for the actual screen where action is happening is just like one corner, 1/4 of the Game Boy. And it's like, God, this must have been impossible to play on
Yeah.
actual hardware.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe if I ever get the feeling for a old school dungeon crawling, I'll go back and try to finish it. But as of right now, I experienced it.
Yeah.
I
It seems
experienced it.
very ambitious because it seems like it's like a first person like old school dungeon crawler like meant for
Oh, yeah.
PC, and they tried to make it work on Game Boy, which is really cool, but
Yeah,
doesn't seem like
Cool
execution.
concept.
Yeah, it was
But-
fantastic.
on a Game Boy, I don't know.
So, do you think you'll ever get back to this one, or probably not?
um, I want to just to say I beat it, but I probably won't. I'll just
That's
leave
fair.
it there. So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe
How
by
long
next
did
time
you
I'll be
play
like,
for? Do
I
you
beat
know?
Sword of Hope. It was like an hour, 45
So you
minutes.
gave it the good college try.
Yeah,
That's
I
fair.
tried it. Oh, I didn't just turn it on. I was like, damn, I died. That's it. I'm fucking done. I died a couple times. I got to like level. Oh, I was like level 4. Yeah, just moving up in the world.
There you go. Zach, why don't you tell us about your first game, whichever one you feel like talking about?
I will start with what I'll say is the most interesting game, but also the most frustrating game I played, and that is Bionic Commando. This is a Capcom game, so that's cool. I think there's a good game in here, but the core mechanic was the main thing I was like butting up against the whole time. So this is an action platformer. You have like it's like a run and gun. You have like a Mega Man style shoot where you shoot a little beam that looks like a Mega Man thing, but it's like I think it's just a regular gun. I don't exactly know what it is, but the main gimmick here is you cannot jump. You grapple gun things. So if you just press, I think it's A from a standstill position, you'll shoot a grapple gun at a 45-degree angle, and you can also shoot it straight up if you hold the up direction when hitting it. So all the platforming requires you to grapple things and then swing, or grapple things and pull yourself up and climb over. And if you run off of an edge, you don't maintain any momentum. You just fall straight down. So you can't use like muscle memory from other platformers that I feel like I've had. Like if I run off this ledge, I'll have some momentum. I can make it to the next ledge. No, you'll just fall straight down. So you have to like use this grapple mechanic and learn the way the game wants you to play. And I was getting there where I was finally starting to understand the language where it would have things. It's like, if I can't jump, how do I get to that platform over there? What it wants you to do is like, okay, I want you to grapple up, drop, catch it at a 45, swing, catch the next one at a 45, swing, and like chain together these like grapple mechanics. And I think it was fun, but also frustrating because I really just wanted to freaking jump. I was really having struggle just not being able to jump. It makes you do some really precise swings at some points where it wants you to swing through a gap, and if you swing too low, you'll hit the wall and fall. If you swing too high, you'll hit the ceiling and fall. So there's a lot of times where I was like, rather than just rework my way up to that top platform, I would just rewind, try that last jump again, rewind, try that last jump again. And I was doing a lot of like, okay, try this pixel. Nope, that one didn't work. Stand a little bit further back. Try that one. Nope, that didn't work. Try a little further back. That one. So it was a lot of like frustrating like trial and error with that. I think though, I did watch somebody who like knew what they were doing in a long play, and they were a lot smoother with it. I think maybe with more practice, I would get better at it. I ended up beating 9 levels of 15, I think.
Okay.
It's a fun game. I do think I'm going to finish it. I do want to finish this. So every level you go into, you have like an equipment menu. You pick your weapon, you pick your tool, and you pick like a receiver, like a phone, basically. So the weapon, you start out with the regular Mega Man arm cannon type of weapon, and then you unlock a shotgun, which is just like a spread. It shoots up and down at 45 and out, so you have like a three-directional thing. And then you get like a grenade launcher, which is like a bigger version of the first weapon. So those are all pretty straightforward. Your run and gun. Most of the enemies are pretty easy to kill because if you run up to them and then just crouch under their shots and then spam yours, they'll die. That kind of goes along with the bosses as well. A lot of the bosses, you can just they're like bigger enemies that have like more mechanics, but for the most part, there's just a safe spot you can stand, crouch, and spam your attack at them. They will slowly die. A couple times there's a boss I had to actually maneuver around, which was fun, but most of the times the bosses are pretty brain dead. Um, the Another frustrating thing I got was every main level. There's some side levels that you just get equipment. There's some side levels that are just like running guns, get to the end. But like the bigger, I guess, more story levels, you're like breaking into an enemy base. I've done like 5 of these so far. And the way these work, you're going into different rooms, and one of the rooms in this side-scrolling platform you'll go into will be like a giant comms center. And you go in there and you talk to it, and you can call, which is like call your people on your side, and you'll be like, hey, I'm in the base, blah blah blah. And then you can like hack into the enemy computer, which I think opens doors in the level. Um, that's all fine. So basically, you got to find this room before you can beat the level. You got to find this room, open the final door, and then find the final door and escape. The problem is, sometimes when you're listening to the enemy conversation, they'll be like, "Hey, boss, remember you can't use this receiver on levels 7 and 8." And like, that's really awkward. But it's basically telling you, when you go into a level, you can pick your weapon, your tool, and your phone, like your receiver. And there's multiple different receivers you find throughout the game. And it's basically telling you, don't bring this one because it won't like work on this computer. Sure, it's just warning you. But when you play the game one day and then you get on 3 days later and you
Hi,
didn't remember
Flower.
that. I know, the flower's talking. I'm sorry.
Is it just wanted
When
to
you
say
play,
hi?
when you play the game one day and then you play it again 3 days later and you don't remember this random conversation where he says, "Hey, boss, don't bring the phone level 7." I played all of level 7 or 8, whatever it was. I got to the end, the door was locked. It's because I brought the wrong
No,
phone. So I had to leave the level, remember which phone I had to bring, and then replay the whole thing and get to the end.
that
It's like
sucks.
it's like it just feels kind of arbitrary. It didn't do anything. I was literally just bringing a different phone at the start of the level. There was no mechanic I used the phone in other than in this one room, and all it checks is, do you have the right one in your inventory? So I thought that was a little silly. Um, but I mean, it is kind of funny when they talk like, "Boss, this gamma phone only works in level 9." It sounds really, it's kind of goofy to like read. So it's like a bit of a chuckle, but gameplay wise, it doesn't really add anything to it.
Mhm.
But yeah, this game has an overworld map where you're like flying a helicopter and you're going from like one level to the next, and there's like enemy helicopters that'll intercept you. And if they intercept you, you go into a different run and gun level where you basically just have a bunch of enemies in your way and you have to just run from left to right to escape. It's a fun game. I think I'll finish it. Um, but it has some frustrating pain points, I guess. Yeah.
Good to
Interesting.
know.
Bionic Commando.
So it wasn't a terrible pick then, at least good.
No, like I said, I think if I could get over the not being able to jump thing, I would like it a lot more. But that does bother me a little bit.
Yeah. It was funny when you mentioned the non-momentum you get to a legend, you just fall straight off. I'm just like, that definitely sounds like that would have been Capcom back then, because Mega Man's the same way.
Yeah,
Mega
it
Man,
just
you walk off a legend Mega Man, you'd think you'd weigh 30 tons. How fast he
it
falls.
feels so bad too. It not just the not letting you do it, but it just feels bad. You're holding right and you're not moving right. It doesn't feel right.
Doesn't feel right.
But
Interesting. Yeah, I've always been kind of curious about Bionic Commando just because it's a series I know of. So that's kind of why I picked it for you. But I
oh,
might check it out.
another funny thing I forgot to mention. You play. I forget what your name is, but you're going after, like, I think. I don't know if you're the Bionic Commando or the guy you're trying to save is the Bionic Commando, but you're trying to save someone called Super Joe.
Not
Who is
Super Joe.
Super Joe is like the hero, and you're trying to save Super Joe, who's been like
That's
captured
awesome.
or something.
It's like
So,
the
yeah.
guy in Spy Kids 3D.
Literally, yes, yeah. There's no context. He's like Super Joe. He's a hero. It's like, oh,
Like, all
okay.
right. I have
But,
no reason to doubt you.
yeah.
All right, I guess I will get the shitty one out of the way first. Quest for Camelot's a bad video game. I almost have. I truly don't think I have almost anything to say about it. It's literally just a bad Zelda clone, and that's kind of all there is to it. It's very ugly, it's very slow and clunky, and it plays like a bad 2D Zelda, and that's kind of all there is to say. There's no substance. There's
it's so
nothing
bad.
memorable about it. Every environment looks similar. Every character model even looks kind of similar. The music is some of the worst I've ever heard in any video game. And that's pretty much it. Don't recommend it to anybody. Tyler's a braver soldier than me. He played a game he didn't like for an hour. I said no after about 20 minutes. I was like, I'm not doing this. I absolutely refuse.
Craig, I had a similar experience. I when these games came out on NSO, I did like a review of all the games on the Game Boy NSO. In Quest for Camelot, I put maybe 25 minutes in.
I was like, I can't do this.
I can't do this. So bad.
And
When's this
I
game
looked up a
released?
log play to see how long it was before I started. And you look at the comments and people like, oh, dude, this was my childhood. I love this game. And I'm just like, I'm so sorry that this was your childhood. I'm like, this was as good as it got. You had a terrible childhood.
I'm gonna turn the app on right now and see how long it says I played this game for, because it was
Yeah.
not long.
Yeah, I think I checked and it said like 28 minutes. It was so bad.
It looks ugly too, is the main
Yeah.
part. Yeah.
So
Okay.
just-
Yeah. Mine says 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So I get even less than you. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah. It's bad. That literally there's almost nothing to say. That's how poorly done it is. It's just like everything I said is all that there is to already say about it. So don't play Quest for Camelot. It's so weird that this was a game that was chosen as a launch title for this app. And
Yeah,
not only-
I don't really
it's weird this
understand
game
what
even
happened there.
exists. It's based off. It's like a movie tie-in game for a failed movie that did horrible that nobody saw. Everything about it is very strange.
Yeah, I'm playing now just to get a reminder. The main character looks really dumb. You have
Yeah.
like a giant head. Uh,
Everything about it is bad.
I would like to actually correct what you said. I think everyone should turn this game on.
They need
At
to
least-
know.
You need to know what you're looking at.
I gotta look this up.
It's pretty bad. Part of me wants to beat it just because it'd be funny, but I'm like, I can't do that to myself.
You said it was how long? 6 hours in the long play?
It's something like that. Let me look again. Let me see, because it was longer than it should have been for sure. Let's see,
Yeah, well, they're still
Quest-
figuring this stuff out back then. I mean, this game came out 3 years before the Oracle game, so clearly,
Amy does have a
there
big
was-
hit.
Nintendo just
Big
copied all these
asset.
ideas.
Yeah, it looks like it's about 3 to 4 hours, and I don't know if I was that miserable 28 minutes in, I don't think I can do it.
And that's with a long play, 3 or 4 hours. They probably knew what they were doing.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
nope to Quest for Camelot. Don't bother. Like Zach said, turn it on so you know what we're talking about, but you don't need more than 30 seconds to really understand that. Like that's it's as good as it gets. Tyler, what was your next game?
All right, my next game that didn't play it to completion just because there's a lot to it. Mario's Picross. Played Mario's Picross. Where did we put this on our Nintendo tier list?
I think that it was higher than it should have been, but
I think I used my MacGuffin to put it in top of A tier.
here, let me pull up the tier list real quick. I'll let you guys know in just a second.
Okay. 'Cause then I'm gonna tell you where I would put it.
Because I'm pretty sure I put it
Let's see.
in A. It's only
Mario's
when we put it in
Picross is yeah, you used your MacGuffin to make it the top of A tier.
this. Hell yeah.
Okay. All right.
Good choice,
So-
by the way.
Not not looking at our list, so I don't know where everything was,
Mhm.
like respectively, but I'd probably put this in B, maybe low A. But
Oh, okay, I was
it's
expecting you to be
pretty-
like, this sucks.
No, it's honestly pretty addicting. I see where you got that. I was sitting here playing, and my girlfriend was like watching me, and then she was like kind of getting into it, and she was like helping me solve some puzzles. So it was kind of like a good little time. I did like pretty much all the easy ones, and then I went on to they had like 2 of the regular ones. It's like the Mushroom and Sentinels, I think it was.
Yeah.
Did like 2 rows of those, got into it. So I definitely, experienced it, got all through that. Yeah, that's pretty addicting. 'Cause I was like, I'll do a couple more, and then before you know it, I like finished the whole easy section. Then I started doing the regular one. I was just like, yeah, this is pretty fun. Just getting the whole little puzzle. I mean, sometimes you kind of know what the shape is before you do it. And it's like, oh, so that means there's probably one here, here, here. Um, but yeah, is this the only like Mario's Picross there is, or is there others?
So Jupiter, the company that made this game, they have
Okay.
Mario's Picross, which is got released worldwide. I guess at least North America, Japan. I don't know about Europe, but and then Mario's Picross 2, I believe, is Japan only on the Game Boy. And then there is a Super Mario Picross that was on the Super Nintendo. That's also on NSO, but it was only released in Japan. But they went ahead and put it on the North American NSO anyway. You just have to fumble with the menus, and then you can play it. Um, and then there's lots of there's like Pokemon Picross. There's Picross 3D on the DS. There's a Twilight Princess Picross,
Yeah,
and on
there's
the
a billion
Switch,
Picrosses. There's a ton of crossovers with Sega and stuff now. So
yeah,
I
the
gotta
Switch
I gotta
has
check
a
some
lot of
more
good
out.
ones.
Pretty
The
good.
S series, there's like 9 of the S series, which are just like modern, really nice, polished Picross bunches of puzzles, and the Sega one, which is very fun. It says it's 100% Sega themed puzzles. And then there's a Namco one,
Damn.
a couple other things to pick through. But yeah, Jupiter has there's infinite Picross if you want to play Picross.
yeah,
I,
you
I
could
played
only
one
play
of them to
Picross for the rest of your life, probably.
I played one of them to completion. S3 was the newest one available when I got into Picross on the Switch, and I played it 100%. Did every puzzle in the game. It was like 100 something hours, and there's
It's
like
crazy.
a dozen of them. There's like a dozen of them on the store now, so you can play as much Picross as you want.
As your heart desires.
Yeah,
I don't want to play that Pokemon Picross then. Yeah.
yeah. I think that was on the 3DS.
All right, so I gotta hack my 3DS.
Did you
I
know
believe
it's
it's
really easy to mod your 3DS? Oh yeah, I just realized none of us picked up Tamagotchi Life. I was kind of surprised. I thought one of you guys would.
I might have a copy of it that is arriving at my house any moment, but I have not
Okay,
played it yet.
good to know.
I have some plans for that game.
Oh,
But, so
Okay, interesting.
so you liked Mario Picross? You're gonna keep playing?
I
You'd
liked it.
recommend it?
I'd keep playing it. Yeah, it'll definitely be one I'll hop on here and there,
if,
get some puzzles
if I can
fun.
give a recommendation, Mario Picross is fun, but it is a little clunky. Just spend $9 and get one of the Picross S games for the Switch, and you'll have a better time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. All right.
There you go.
Maybe I shall do that.
Mario's Picross. One of my favorite shorts I made of our show ever was when you were arguing for Mario's Picross and like your delivery. I was like, Mario's Picross is incredible.
It is. Have you played it before?
A little bit,
Yeah, it's
just a
good.
little bit.
It's good
I
stuff.
actually want to give it another fair shake because I played it a long time ago and it was like it was late and I was tired laying in bed and I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, and then I didn't play it again. So I need to play it
I
when
think
I'm awake.
my biggest complaint with Mario's Picross specifically was I played all of the I played some of the generic Picross games first,
Hmm.
and I was like, oh, Mario's Picross, surely it's all Mario things. Like, I'm gonna
Uh,
get the star and the Goomba, and it's like maybe one out of every 20 puzzles it'll be like Goomba, and then the rest of them are just generic items like everything else.
mm,
Yeah.
But
It's like,
I was,
oh, it's a high heel.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
good stuff. Zach, what was your next Game Boy game?
This is the one that I played the least of,
Mm.
and it's Tyler's recommendation. Kid Icarus: Myths and Monsters.
The
Best
game
thing I can say about this
sucks.
game. Best thing I can say about this game was I can jump. So when I was playing back and forth with Bionic Commando, there were moments where I was like, "Ooh, is this a good game?" Because I could jump. But that was the only thing that made me feel anything in this game. I played the 4 or 5 levels. I feel like this. So basically, the levels are platform your way to the top and get to like the special door that goes to the next level. If you played the original Kid Icarus, I feel like this is just a lesser, uglier version of the Nintendo or the NES Kid Icarus. I don't know
Mhm.
for sure if it's the same thing or not, but I don't really like that game. I don't really like this game, and I played through until I got to the first maze level, where the first two levels you're just working your way to the top, pretty straightforward, and then you get to a level where it's like the doors are looping on themselves. You have to go through the right door, which lets you go down this ladder, then over here, then up this ladder. I got lost and I got to a dead end and I got frustrated and I stopped playing because the game. I don't really understand these games very well. I don't know how the items work. Like you get little hammers that I think can break things, and there's stuff inside the things you break, but it doesn't ever tell you that. You have to just kind of know to equip a hammer and then do that. Um, I don't know if I'll go back to this one. I played through Kid Icarus on the NES with a long play on NSO, and this felt like, hey, it's that again, but not quite as good and looks a little bit uglier. I don't think I'll go through the whole thing again.
The redheaded stepchild of the Kid Icarus.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, there's two redheaded stepchildren of Kid Icarus. There's only one good Kid Icarus game, and it didn't come out until like 2012. So
Still gotta
The
play
first two Kid Icarus games are the redheaded stepchildren.
yeah, there's a reason that series didn't keep going for many
twins.
years. They're also
Isn't Kid Icarus?
insanely hard.
Go ahead. Yeah, they're pretty tough, and I didn't really know the mechanic. Like, I don't know how to, like, the healing mechanic works. You get all these hearts.
That's your
And I
currency,
just-
isn't it, for the shops?
Is that what it is? Because I have a
Pretty
bunch
sure.
of them, and I kept when I see hearts, I'm like, I expect my health to go up. And when my health is going down, you have to find potions to make your health go up. And I would get low health and find like a full heart. I'm like, oh, surely that will give me some health. And it's like, no, you don't get health.
No, not in this game, buddy.
But
So you wouldn't recommend Kid Icarus of Myths and Monsters?
if you're gonna play one of the Kid Icaruses, just play the NES one and use a guide if you get stuck for the maze levels. And then yeah, don't play this. Play this one if you like the first one, but don't.
Which
play
is
this one
very
first.
unlikely.
Yeah.
Shout out to Uprising, though. One of the best games ever made.
But shout out to Sakurai being like, you know what? I'm gonna make a game out of this.
Gonna make a good game out of this. Alright, next for me. Let's talk about Survival Kids. This was picked for me by Tyler. This was the game I said I got one of 8 endings because there's 8
I figured.
endings to this game. There's many different variations of you either living on the island forever or dying or escaping or different things. So this game has a lot of replayability. There's only one true, like, quote unquote canon ending, best ending that you can roll the credits on, and of course that's the one that takes the most effort. So how Survival Kids works, as far as I know, this is the first survival game, which is cool and interesting. So you got, like, like a fagitude meter, like a health meter. You have, like a thirst meter, a hunger meter. So there's a bunch of different things you have to manage. These things are constantly going down as you adventure and fight things and travel around. So you got to be picking up food to cook and eat. You got to make sure you're going back to your cabin, or you have something to make a fire with you in, like, different areas of the game where you can kind of set up camp and get rest. You have to make sure you're going to the river to get clean drinking water. And you could have a canteen to either fill your water, or you could just risk not having that canteen and run back there whenever you need water. So there's a lot of, like, decision making. So weirdly deep game, way deeper than I thought it would be. It's very interesting, very difficult. If you don't have a guide, it's very hard to figure out what to do, where to go. Some of the things to combine that you think would work are a little bit more abstract. Like, it's like, oh, you think you need to do a fire, you might need to, like, rub 2 sticks together, but it's actually you need, like, a stick and a plank of wood, and that makes something that you could then use that to cook things. And it's it's not everything is just like what you would assume works right away. It's like, oh, I got, a rock and a stick, but if you want to make an axe, you need to find a specific rock and a stick. So it's like a little bit more nuanced than you might think for some of your items. Or it's like you find a stick and a piece of string to make some fishing, but it's like, no, you got to find the stick that has a little bit of a bend to it to put with the string to do the fishing and stuff like that. So But the music is good, the art is cool. There's a little bit of combat, which is funny because it's almost like Morrowind, believe it or not, where it's like you're swinging you're swinging your knife at like this scorpion, and sometimes you hit it and sometimes you don't. Like all of your swings have an RNG chance to not do anything. It's very bizarre. But it's a very deep, interesting game. You have up to 100 days to get an ending. Otherwise, I think you just live on the island forever. That's your ending. Whether you starve and die or you find another survivor, which is something you can do. Tons of stuff. Yes, Tyler. Sorry, I know I'm rambling.
No, you're fine. How long is like one in-game day?
That's a good question. Because when you sleep, you skip to the next day, and I wasn't like waiting around. Like once my character was like, "I'm tired," I just went to sleep. Excuse me, I burped. I just went to sleep. I don't know where that came from. So yeah, I don't know exactly how long they are, but it's like if you're say trying to get to like something that takes a lot of days, or because like something to get the best ending of the game, I looked it up. You basically have to find the other character. You have to make them fall in love with you, which is funny because these are children, so they don't really know what love is. And then you have to like make it to like a certain day mount or whatever, and then you could escape together. And then it skips to 10 years later at your guys' wedding. It's really goofy and funny. But
Interesting.
yeah, it's weird, but it's very it's interesting and strange and very unique. And I'm definitely gonna play the game. I don't know if I'm gonna go for all 8 endings, but I got the first ending, which is I found a radio battery like deep in the mountains, and I was able to get an SOS call to save myself, have a helicopter come get me. So it's like, I don't know, but that's not the best ending that I just survived. I'm like, whatever.
Get on a fucking on a radio. Hey, I'm on this island. Can you come pick me up?
It was just like that. But
I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, yeah, you can make friends with a monkey. There's tons of great stuff you can do. So I suggest that people check this game out, with the caveat that you should probably use a guide to kind of at least get your bearings to figure out where to get started. You could probably figure out the rest eventually. It would take you a long time, and it is hard because there's a time limit, so you could potentially run out of time and then not get the best ending, which sucks too. But it's a cool, unique game. I think that this is definitely worth checking out. One of the most unique Game Boy games definitely that's ever been made. So, and there is a sequel that only came out in Japan, so I bet that is even better than the first game. So
yeah, yes. I was gonna say I was really interested in your thoughts on this game because I was going to play this game, the Game Boy Survival Kids, because Konami released a Switch 2 exclusive launch game, like another Survival Kids, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna play the Game Boy one and I'm gonna play the Switch 2 one. But then it turns out the Switch 2 one,
it's like
I
a
thought
party game.
It looks kind of ugly also, and it's like not good. So I decided not to play that, so that I didn't play the Game Boy one, which shouldn't be a good reason to not play a different game. Anyway,
yeah.
But another cool thing about this game, if you look at the NSO icons, it actually has all the game box arts.
Yeah.
The box art for this game, the thing is like holographic.
Holographic, yeah, which it is in real life too. So
exactly, and I was looking up. This is a super expensive game.
Yes, and this this is one of those games that's always been like expensive. Like when I started collecting video games, a decade ago, this is still like $100 cartridge. Like it was always pricier. Yeah,
the first like result on eBay is a CIB thing for $490.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a pricey game.
And there's another one for $800 that's sealed, so on and so forth.
Yeah, I like this game a lot. I definitely plan on playing it more. Like I said, I don't know if I'll get every ending, but I at least want to get the best ending. But honestly, I like it enough to where I might just 100% it anyway because it's interesting and neat. And if you kind of like, playing your save games right, you could technically do it all in one run. Like you save it before you could do something to get an ending, then you reload your save, keep going, stuff like that. So okay. I might try to get them all. I had a feeling I would like this game, and I've always been interested in trying it. But now that I've actually given it like a fair shake, it's really cool. And I definitely think that you guys would probably get a kick out of it as well.
Yeah. I think it looks
I almost picked that one for myself, but then I was like, I'll give it to Craig.
You're like, just in case it sucks, I'll let him report back. I know, it's unfortunate. Actually, it's not unfortunate. I'm like, it seems like I gave you guys both kind of middle tier games for maybe Tyler hated it, actually. Sort of hope, but
it's like, what the fuck? yeah,
But
sort of
Bionic
hope of me
Commando
getting
doesn't seem
through
like
it.
a total loss. So
No, I think that, like I said, I think there's a good game in there. I just think that I was just
you
being
wanted it to be
annoyed
something
by
else.
years of muscle memory of jumping and momentum based platforming, and then that not letting me do that.
That's fair. All right, that's it for survival, kids. Tyler, tell us
All
about
right,
your last game.
last game, the one I picked for myself, the one I beat, Castlevania Legends.
There you go.
Um, so Castlevania Legends, it's if you played Castlevania before, I only played Castlevania 1. I played Kid Dracula and now Castlevania Legends. So I'm kind of going a little all over the place with it, but um yeah, I mean, it's not the best Castlevania I played, but from what I hear a lot of people say it's like average, it's a Castlevania game, which yeah, it's generally short. There's like I think 5 or 6 like levels you go through.
But they're
Um
all so long.
They really are. They really are. I was like, "Oh, you got 700 seconds for the first level," and then like I was going through the whole thing. I lost time at the boss, and I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, damn, that took forever." Each boss you get like a little special item, and then you collect the hearts to do little special moves. Throughout the stages, there's some parts where it's really cheap. It's like, how the fuck am I supposed to get past this without getting hit? Especially on the final fight against, Dracula.
Dude,
Um,
spoilers.
well, I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry if I Dracula. Um, but yeah. So, like in the Dracula fight, there's which mind you, when the like whole like like Castlevania theme comes on, you're fighting Dracula. That's pretty dope. But then when you're on the one phase of him, and then he's just like throwing these like balls at you, yeah, it's not predictable where he's going. If you're on the one side, you're fucked. You're getting hit. Like you ain't dodging. I tried even like framing it, like just going back, like doing the reverse or whatever, rewind, and then trying to like just do a specific jump to get through. No, I was still getting hit. I was like, all right, so there's no way to dodge this. Sounds good. Uh,
All right.
but I eventually got to the part where I was just saving up all my hearts to, kind of just use all those against the final bosses. So it's pretty easy. Um, but yeah, overall, if you like Castlevania, I would say give it a try. If you don't, well, fuck that, give it a try. Um,
Yeah,
but
my issue with the game was, unfortunately, I just thought it was kind of boring.
yeah, I
Like I
mean,
said,
like,
there's 5 levels, but they're all very long, so they feel like they take forever. And movement's kind of slow. Graphically, is kind of plain.
yeah,
Usually Castlevania has pretty banging music. The music was kind of forgettable in that one too. I didn't finish
yeah. The
it
only music that was good was
because I
like
wasn't
literally
having
against
fun.
Dracula.
But I think I want to give it another shot just because of how short it is. It's still like an hour long. But I
Better
don't know,
than paying $700 for a copy.
yes, it's a
So,
very I will say very expensive game. Also one of the coolest covers on the Game Boy. That game has
yeah.
awesome cover art. But yeah, I remember I didn't finish it because I just kind of was bored. But maybe I should give it another shot. I mean, obviously you don't seem like you're thrilled about it, but you didn't have a terrible time either. So
Yeah, I didn't have a terrible time. Like it's Castlevania, but it's like basic
yeah,
Castlevania.
as
You know
simple
what I
as
mean?
it can be, right?
Yeah, so it's not like nothing crazy. Which I never played any of the other Game Boy games. I can't see them being like too much better, but they might be. But
Mhm.
because I don't know. But like on the NES, that was great. Kid Dracula, that was fun, fluent. This one, like I said, just feels a little slow. But if you're
It
used to that kind of stuff,
is.
what?
I was just gonna say, it's so weird how there's the Castlevania Classics collection and it doesn't have this game, and then
Doesn't
they
have
put
this
it on. Then they put it on NSO Online. It's very strange
Yeah.
because it's
I
like
looked that up too.
that's the
'Cause
one classic Castlevania game that's locked to Nintendo, which is very bizarre.
Yeah, I looked it up to see if it was on the collection because I was like, I'll just play it there because eventually I want to play them all in there, get the trophies for beating them all, get the platinum trophy, and I was like, I'll just play it there, and I was like, oh, it's not there. Okay, NSO. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Very weird.
Yeah, I played this game via. Oh, sorry, my flower's talking.
You're flat.
I
Like
beat this game
3,
with save
2,
states.
1, 12 p.m.
I beat this game with save states. So I don't know if that call it what you will.
You beat all your
I
games
have
with save states though, so it's fine.
If you
Not all of
die, you
them,
don't
but
go
this
like
one-
if you make it to the boss, you just kind of respawn at the boss.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, yeah.
it's
Do you
not-
have unlimited lives in this one?
I did.
I think so. Like,
I don't judge people for rewind and whatever. Who cares? So
So what I think is interesting with this
listen,
game, and the real Castlevania fans out there, maybe I say this wrong and you butcher me, but I was looking up stuff about this game when I played it the first time, and apparently this game was like a canon Castlevania story, and then it was later like became not canon. I don't know the full Castlevania timeline story, whatever. But my understanding is this game is not canon. You play as Sonia Belmont, and the new Castlevania coming out this year, you also play as Sonia Belmont. So I'm wondering if there's something there with like I don't know what Sonia's full story is, where she's been, where she's from, what she's done.
Belmont's Revenge is just a remake of.
I was gonna say that it's just a remake of Legends.
That's what I was getting
That'd
at.
be
What if
crazy.
Belmont's Curse is a Legends remake? So yeah, you play as Sonya in both those games. I don't know if she shows up in the series outside of that non-canon game,
How
but
funny!
maybe
I have
she
no
does.
idea.
I'm gonna look it up.
But
That'd be
it'd be really
crazy.
funny
Oh my
if-
god! Did we just piece together the ultimate theory? We spoiled the game for people.
Yeah,
That'd be awesome.
but yeah, that's my experience for the game.
There you go. While Tyler does some research, do you want to tell us about your last game, Zach? The one you picked for yourself?
Sure.
Selfishly picked Mario Tennis for yourself?
I did just Google Sonya Belmont games, and it says Castlevania Legends, which is now
Oh.
not canon, Vampire Survivors, a canceled Dreamcast game, and then
Yeah.
Castlevania Belmont's Curse.
How funny.
So yeah, this is it's neat. Anyway,
Oh, they had a canceled. I didn't know they had a canceled Dreamcast game.
Yeah, it leaked online a few years ago. It looked amazing. Like I'm so sad that it didn't come out because it looked really cool. But Dreamcast
Castlevania
failed.
Resurrection. Damn.
All right.
Alright.
Tell us about Mario's Tennis.
well, this isn't Mario's Tennis. This is Mario Tennis. Mario's Tennis
Oh,
is
you're
the
right.
Virtual Boy game.
I apologize. Thank you.
Yeah. So Mario Tennis. First notable thing I want to say is this game came out in 2001. I looked up when it like what was the last Nintendo published Game Boy Color game, and it was like a freaking Hamtaro game in April 2001.
Hell yeah.
This was a January 2001 published game, so it's a really late game for the Game Boy Color. So the Mario sports games on the Game Boy Color, which Craig will get into later, have a like RPG story like that you're playing through. It's not just like playing the sports like I feel like the current games are. I think the game plays pretty good and it looks pretty good. But after I played a lot of Mario Tennis Fever this year, so I couldn't help but like feel some of the abrasiveness. Like the game doesn't play as good as a current Mario Tennis game. It doesn't look as good as it, but I think for being a Game Boy Color game, it's pretty solid. I was having a little bit of some awkward moments. The racket is really small, so like in Mario Tennis Fever, if you're just like kind of in the area of the ball and you choose to hit it, you'll kind of like magnet over to it and hit it. This one you'll just whiff. Like if you're not on it, you'll just whiff. So you have to actually be good at the game. My biggest complaint with the game is the matches take way longer than you think they would. It's another
Sounds like
comparison. Well, in comparison to Mario Tennis Fever, real tennis is you score points. So you go 15, 30, 40, and then you score a point and you win a game, whatever. You have to win a certain amount of games, and if you win a certain amount of games, you win a set. You win a certain amount of sets, you win the match. So in like modern Mario Tennis, it's normally like win 2 games to win a set, and you play a 1-set game or a 2-set game. It's pretty quick. In this game, the first match you play, they're like, all right, best of 11 games, and then win 2 of those sets. Like best of 11. So I had to win 6 games, which this first match took me like 20 minutes.
Holy
this
shit.
is way too long. Like because I wasn't very good yet, so I didn't know like how to manipulate the computer, like what worked, what didn't. I didn't know how to do the lob shots and stuff like that. So I'm just basically volleying back and forth with a computer for like 20 minutes trying to get to this first like junior level match. So that's my first critique, because I feel like the matches take way too long.
That's still
which like you're interacting, like you're in like a little like you're at a tennis academy, so you like go around, you do little mini games. The first thing you do, it's like return these serves, and then it'll be like hit these, you serve it, hit it in these spots, and like stuff like that. It's getting you experience. It's trying to teach you the game, and then you go play this first match, which took 20 minutes. Um, my favorite part of this game, though, when you start the game, you name your character, because like any other RPG, you want to name your character, and you also it shows you this like, I think he looked like an evil gorilla, spiky haired looking, he had, like spiky hair, and he looked evil, and he looked like a gorilla. And I was like, oh, this is my rival for sure. This is my rival. I'm gonna call him Evil Zach. Turns out he's not your rival. He's your roommate and your friend. So so you start the thing. He is your doubles partner. So right, the game starts and they're like, "Hey Zach, this is Evil Zach." I'm like, "Oh, my friend, Evil Zach. Nice to meet you." So he goes up. He like lives. He's like your roommate, and he just sits there. And whenever you want to play doubles, you go talk to him and like ask him to like come play doubles with you. So I've made the thing if like I've been specifically playing singles, I'm ignoring him. So whenever you do a match, you get experience and you can disperse it to you or your doubles partner. And I have been neglecting him. I've just giving all the experience to myself. And there's this goofy guy sitting in my room who's just waiting for me. And every time you come up there, he's like, "You want to talk, friend? You want to play tennis, friend?" And then you say, "No, no." And he just is sitting there in this room by himself. I've just been ignoring him, giving myself all the experience.
For
and
Evil Zach.
Evil Zach's just sitting there sad at
I
level
think all
1.
along you were Evil Zach.
Yeah, so I looked up his name. His actual name is Harry, I believe. And
Poor
he,
Harry.
yeah, I don't know, goofy looking guy, but he's kind of got like, looks like a top of a banana. His hair like splits off to the sides like that. I've been ignoring him, and he's been sitting there in timeout. So yeah, in the non-story mode, you start with a very strange selection of characters. You get Luigi, you get Baby Mario, and you get Donkey Kong, plus a few like generics. The generics you start out with are Allie, Joy, and Brian. So that's your first 6. Luigi, Donkey Kong, Baby Mario, Allie, Joy, and Brian. And then through the story mode, you get your player character and your doubles partner. And then there's a girl player character and a girl doubles partner that you unlock to like also become playable characters. And when you play these exhibition matches, I believe the stats carry over. So if you've leveled up your player character a lot, you can play the base game with like a busted character. But there's also the unlockable characters. So the renowned best tennis player on the planet, like the hero of the world, is Mario. You get him by beating the game, and he's like the best stat character in the game. And there's Peach, and you get that by beating Mario and Peach in a doubles match at the end of the game. And then you unlock a slew of nonsense generics as you play the game. Pam, Bob, Beth, Faye, Kurt, Mark, Sammy, Sean, Spike, Eldon, Emily, A. Costella, and B. Costella. So this game is primarily generic nonsense humanoid characters.
That's strange.
Yeah, you start off with 3 Mario characters: Donkey Kong, Luigi, Baby Mario. You unlock Mario and Peach when you beat the game. And then if you have an N64 like transfer, I don't know how it worked with the Game Boy and the N64, but if you connect the games, you unlock Yoshi, Wario, Waluigi, and Bowser.
Is the only way to unlock them though?
Correct. They're only transfer characters. And cool thing for NSO, by default they were unlocked. So
okay.
you do have Yoshi, Wario, Waluigi, and Bowser in the game. But yeah, just a really weird setup of characters. It's like mainly generic humanoid characters.
That's very bizarre.
Yeah, it's a fun game. I mean, it doesn't feel as good as current Mario Tennis games, but I do like the leveling up system and like getting rackets and stuff like that.
Nice.
The RPG side.
And you said you're almost done with it, or you did finish it?
No, this one I'm working my way through my senior class of. Basically, you start out in junior class and you get to senior class, and then you become part of the traveling varsity team, and you do a couple of those, then you play Mario, basically.
Okay.
So I'm in the senior matches, and I want to finish it because I want to I think it'd be interesting to make a video comparing this game to the new Mario Tennis game, but also the matches just take too long. I don't want to do all these long matches. Um, they could like cut it down to a third, and I'd be happy. I think.
Damn. Well, Mario Tennis, shitty game. Don't play it.
Not what I said. But yep.
Fuck
shitty
Evil
game.
Zach. Fuck Evil Zach. That's a...
Yeah, Evil Zach doesn't ever get to play.
That's kind of sad. Poor guy. It's really funny though.
Yeah.
I did look up. What do you say his name? Harry, and apparently he's in 2 other Mario Tennis games, so he's a Mario Tennis staple. Evil Zach.
Nice.
Multiple appearances included N64 and Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, the wiki I'm on, it says Harry is an unlockable character. He's a large, well-built senior player who acts as your doubles partner. It's like, ooh. Well-built senior player.
Speaking of Mario Sports, the game that I beat was Mario Golf.
Hell yeah.
I feel like the RPG part of this game that people always try to sell you on is a little overstated. You know, I guess, right? I mean, you get experience when you do it and you level up your stats. So I guess it's an RPG. I guess. But really,
Yes.
It's just a very well-made golfing game on the Game Boy Color. You play as a generic stand-in as well that you can name your character as. And you're basically...
Huh? I said Evil Craig.
No Evil Craig, unfortunately. There's no doubles in golf, so no Evil Craig. But you know, the Mario-ness of the game is very non-existent until pretty much the very end, which is kind of funny. You go through there's basically you start out, you go to different like golf clubs and you just try to get first place in all the golf clubs, and then after you do that you get invited to like the Peach Invitational where you play against all the different Mario characters, and then the last course is all of the courses that like are in the shapes of Mario characters and items, and there's Mario music playing and it's cute and all that. But really up until that point the only Mario-ish aspects is some of the music in the golfing, so it's kind of interesting. It's really even less Mario than Mario Tennis. You know, Zach's talking about all these characters. There's not a lot of Mario in Mario Golf. I was kind of shocked at that.
Really weird. Why are they like this?
Because they probably knew it would sell.
Yeah, but
They're like, look, we can't just release golf again. Throw fucking Mario on
Mario.
There, post game, done.
But no, it plays pretty good, feels pretty good. My main issue with the game is I feel like, and you know, this is more of a hardware thing than anything because they did their best, but sometimes like the terrain, it was kind of hard to read where you were landing, or like if there was like a bit of like a like an upward or downward hill, different things like that. Obviously I felt like the wind was very unbalanced in the game. Obviously, in golf games, there's always a wind aspect. And sometimes I felt like it made absolutely no difference. And sometimes it swung my ball, like, the exact opposite direction I was swinging. So, like, mechanically, the game is very flawed. But it's still fun and cute to play. The art's really good. The music's really good. And I love a good golf game, so I still enjoyed it either way. But it did seem a little unbalanced. You basically cannot get anything less than pars and birdies, and you probably need at least half birdies to actually get first place in any of these courses. It's pretty brutal.
It is crazy how hard it is.
The game demands perfection.
Yeah.
And I felt like, you know, usually when we play a golf game, you know, it kind of gives you it gives you kind of the parameters, like if you hit the perfect shot, this is where your ball is going to land. This game isn't like that. You could hit the perfect shot and you'll still be yards away from where it said your ball is going to land. So it's like you really can't trust the game with where the placement of where your hit is going to land, which is interesting. Because I feel like, you know, usually it's not 100% in any golf game, but in this game I felt like it was way off compared to where it said you were going to land most of the time. And the hardest part, honestly, is silly as it sounds, is a lot of times when you're putting and you're in the green of the putting zone, you cannot tell that it's like uneven terrain. There's nothing telling you that until you hit your ball and all of a sudden you start curving the other way. So it can definitely get a little frustrating, but I still had fun with it. It's still a good golf game. The thing that made me the most mad, though, was after I beat the fourth course and I rolled credits for the first time, because you get a first credit roll, and then you get, like, the real credit roll after you do the fifth final course with all the Mario characters. It didn't save my experience points. So I leveled up, and then it took that away from me after the credits rolled and I reloaded my save. And that pissed me off, because I could have done probably even better and had an easier time on the last course if I kept, like, the 6 level ups I got from getting first place on the course before that. But it is what it is. It's a flawed game, but it's a fun game. Because of the bullshit, rewind and courage. Judge me if you want. But I had a good time with it. So
I rewinded the hell out of this game because there's a lot of
there's a lot of bullshit, right?
And
Exactly.
it requires perfection.
Yeah,
So
like I said, literally, you have to get at least half birdies, and then you could get the rest pars and maybe like 1 or 2 bogeys if you're lucky to get first place. Like, this game requires you to be an expert golfer, especially once you get to the final course, the Peach Invitational with all the Mario characters. You have to get like all birdies essentially. Like, you have to get everything in like 2 or 3 shots, otherwise you have absolutely no shot at getting first place. It's brutal. Also, probably the funniest looking Mario sprites of Mario characters ever in this game. They look so crunched and goofy. It's great. But yeah, I think I would literally only recommend this if you're like a big fan of golfing games, because it's not really, there's not a lot of Mario and it's not the best golfing game, but it's still pretty fun. So it had a lot of charm, I guess, is what got me through it. It's a charming little game. So
yeah, I like it a lot as a golfing game, and I wish there was more Mario up front. Just like the tennis game, it's like why do I have to play all these generics for 6 hours and then I have the opportunity to go play Mario later on? Like,
yeah, like, why couldn't you be like doing it against like Shy Guys and Goombas at least, or something, right? A bit more.
Yep. Or why can't I just be Mario and like leveling up Mario, like I'm some random kid? I think I was
It's
looking
kind
at
of funny that he's like just an Olympian in this universe of games. Like, he's the star athlete of every sport.
He's literally in Mario Golf. Isn't he literally like in a castle in the sky?
Yeah.
Like, isn't like he's like. But
and it's
yeah.
you could talk to every character up there, they all say something, but when you talk to Mario, it just says Mamma Mia. That made me laugh really hard. Everybody else had an actual like piece of dialogue except for Mario.
Part of me wants to say that I have a screenshot of that. I will check. I feel
Mamma
like I
Mia.
do.
But yeah, I would, like I said, would recommend, did enjoy it, but I would only really recommend it to you if you are a fan of golfing games already. If you're just like a fan of like Mario sports games, or you like Mario spin-offs, I don't know if I could. I don't know if I would think that you would really enjoy this. You have to be a fan of golfing games. So there's not enough Mario to carry you through it.
So the only screenshot I have is that mentions Mario specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Is somebody the guy in the school saying Mario is the idol of all golfers.
There you go.
He's like, and they have a picture of him like he's God.
Because he is. Thank you very much.
Yeah. It's very funny.
But yeah, good times. So those were our Game Boy games. I think it's kind of obvious already, but just for the audience, why don't we share which one was our favorites out of them? I think, even though I haven't technically beat it yet, I think I got to give it to Survivor Kids just because of how surprised I was with it. Zach, which was your favorite?
That's tough. I think I'm gonna try to beat both Mario Tennis and Bionic Commando. I think Bionic Commando, because it's something different, I'm kind of like interested in it more, and Mario Tennis is just like it's fun because it's Mario Tennis and it's like a decent tennis game, but it's like not scratching what I want it to. So I'm gonna say I'll give a slight nod to Bionic Commando.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
And Tyler's favorite was Sword of Hope, so we don't even need to ask him.
Or like sort of nope.
Got him.
Probably Mario's Picross.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, that was really fun. It's addicting. That's one I'll go back to.
Zach has converted another soul to Mario
Yeah,
Picross.
It's
I don't know if I'm as addicted. I don't know if I'd put that shit top of A tier, but it's
Keep
good.
playing.
It's
Keep
good.
playing.
You'll get there.
Maybe when I
also
play
put
Pokemon's Picross and we do a fucking 3DS tier list like 20 years from now.
There we go.
There you
Put
go.
that shit top of A. Like,
I pulled up a screenshot of the introduction to Evil
Uh-huh.
Zack. He's like, "I'm Evil Zack. Nice to meet you."
I feel bad for Evil Zach.
Yeah,
He didn't get a fair shake.
yeah.
He's just destined to be in your room forever, rotting alone.
He literally stands in the middle of the room like this, just waiting.
You want to play tennis today? You're like,
I play
"No."
tennis today. No, go back in your room, Evil Zack.
Anyway, we have a couple of audience write-ins talking about their favorite Game Boy games. So to get a taste from the audience of what some of them people like to listen to, let's go ahead and read. I will go first. Tyler, you can go ahead and read John's write-in. And Zach, you can read Jason's last. So Patrick wrote in. Patrick said, I remember getting the Game Boy at the Christmas it came out, and all I had was Tetris and Super Mario Land, and I played the crap out of them for months. Tetris is forever one of my favorites. Mario Land 2 was a big step up and one of my favorites. I also love TMNT Follow the Foot Clan and always played as Leonardo or Donatello. All good stuff. I also had Mario Land and Tetris, as many of us did. Great games. Mario Land 2, incredible game. And Follow the Foot Clan. Little basic, but a fun little romp. Would recommend if you have the Cowabunga collection, which many of you probably do because it was free on PlayStation Plus a while ago.
Shout out.
Shout out Mario Land 2.
Shout out Follow the Foot Clan.
Shout out Tetris.
There you go.
And John writes in and says, I didn't play much Game Boy, so my favorite game is Mario Land 2.
There we go.
Good pick, John. Good pick.
Shout out again to Mario Land 2.
Mario Land 2. Short and sweet. Thank you, John.
Everyone
Wow,
go look
no.
up the space level music theme for Mario Land 2. It's awesome.
It's so good.
One of my favorite Bird Dog Gaming streams. Yep, shout out.
It's famous Mario Land 2 stream.
Oh, we found out that was because it was latency. It was latency on the screen. That's why you couldn't get the jumps.
I think the
Oh,
funniest part was
okay.
when you were like, he was fighting him, couldn't get past it. You were like, I'll beat the game before you even do that. And you went and did it. I was like, that's fucking wild.
It's like an hour-long game if you know what you're doing.
It's pretty
You just,
short.
like,
It's very good, though. I love that game.
Good times. Back when we had weekly streams. Christian.
RIP to weekly streams.
Still don't even have my freaking 4-year dog bone badge. The hell.
All right, this isn't a pressure Christian section of the show.
Hey, he
Be
said
nice.
he's behind on these podcasts anyway. He won't get it here
No,
until like
be nice.
4
Be
years
nice
from
to
now.
him. He's a
That would
sweet
be a
little
funny.
boy.
If we just started a
We all
segment
love
at the end of every episode where we just dog walk Christian and see if he ever notices.
Be like, does he really listen to the show?
He just watches.
You guys are
it
gonna get me
halfway.
fired off of
Man.
his channel.
Yeah.
You won't get fired. You're the winner. Remember?
Hey, I did win.
All jokes aside, we love you, Christian. Also, Zach has Mario Bros.
That's true. He does have
Yeah.
Mario Bros.
Let it be known.
Alrighty. Last but not, well, maybe least, I don't know. We have Jason. Hello, portable power to the players Craig, Tyler, and my batteries just died, so long car ride for him, Zach. Jason here to tell you about some of my favorite Game Boy games. Of course, you can't go wrong with Tetris, as it was one of the, if not the sole reason to own a Game Boy when it was first released. Another great puzzle game would be Tetris Attack. I also enjoyed Castlevania games, and you can't go wrong with Mario Land games. It was such a drastic improvement all the way around between Mario Land 1 and Mario Land 2. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games were great action games. Of course, we cannot forget the Mega Man series of games. That was great to have the Blue Bomber to play on the go. And with Mega Man 5, it was an all-new game with all new Robot Masters instead of just using the Robot Masters from the NES games. Then there was the Final Fantasy Legends games that not officially were Final Fantasy games and are still better games than the remake that is an official Final Fantasy game.
There we
Thank you,
go.
Jason,
Got in
as
there.
always.
I didn't know that the Robot Masters in the Mega Man Game Boy games were different than the NES games.
Yeah, they're
I think
they're almost
it's
like
just 5
combos.
recently,
They're
right?
interesting.
I'll
Very
say I don't
strange.
like the Game Boy Mega Man games. I've tried to play them on NSO. The character is like like they make the character sprite way too big, I guess, so you can see him on a Game Boy. But when you're playing on like NSO, it looks strange because he's just like gigantic compared to a small screen. But
Interesting.
Yeah, I
haven't
tried
played them
playing
enough
the
to
Game
really
Boy
know.
Mega Man 2 and I just couldn't do it. It like Mega Man's already a little clunky, you know, on the NES even, so Game Boy is a lot rougher. But I need to go back. I want to at least finish the 4, 5, and 6 this year. I think for Mega Man, start working my way through them again because I stopped at 3 last year because I just got tired of getting my ass beat. But yeah, thank you all for writing in.
Thank you as
Thank
always.
you all.
That was our Game Boy grab bag. Next time, who knows what we're talking about? I know what we're talking about. We're going to be talking about game suggestions with, you know, like retro suggestions. Like Zach's perfect example in our group chat was, if you like Mario Wonder, you should try Super Mario Bros. We'll be a little bit more creative than that, but to give you an idea of what the idea
You like
is.
Crash
Kind of like,
Bandicoot,
if you like X,
Crash
try
Bandicoot
Y.
3.
But, what'd you say?
So if you like Crash Bandicoot 4, try Crash Bandicoot 3.
Exactly. Just
It's
like
old.
that.
It's
Now,
old enough.
to be clear, just for us and the audience, is it if you've played modern game, try retro game, or is it if you've played niche game, or if you've played popular game, try niche game?
I was thinking more if you try modern game, try retro game, or we could even do if you tried retro game, try this other retro game. But I want the suggestion to be a retro game since this is supposed to be a retro show, even though we don't always do that.
But it's not inherent. Okay, I was wondering if it was just like if you've played a retro game, you play this other niche retro game. It's more if you've played a modern game, play this retro.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if you played Elden Ring, you should go play Donkey Kong Jr. Math.
There you
Exactly.
go. Perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for, Tyler. Thank you. All right.
Hey, have you ever played Elden Ring?
Yeah.
Have you ever played Donkey Kong Jr. Math?
No,
You can't talk yet. Go play it.
that's true. I can.
Just see the
that's true.
similarities. That's a Souls-like math game.
All right. That's it. Episode after that, gameplay Half-Life. So make sure you play along with us. It'll be fun to talk about that legendary first-person shooter. And I guess that about wraps up for this episode. Zach, goodbye to you. Any fun plans this weekend?
Craig, goodbye to you. I just plan on playing more video games. So I'll be playing Pragmata, and I would like to think I might start Tamagotchi Life this weekend. We'll see.
Depends on when it shows up.
Yep. Well, it should be here like now, but
There you go.
we'll see.
Tyler, goodbye to you. Anything fun planned this
Bye to
weekend?
you. Today I am going to. My friend is having like a little game night at his house, so going to that. So
Hell yeah.
yeah,
That's fun. For me,
should be good.
I got no plans. I'm so excited about it. There's
Hell yeah.
there's nothing better than having nothing on the calendar, and you're just like, I could do whatever I want.
Ain't wrong.
So I will also probably
Yeah,
be
but then I
playing
woke up this
video
morning
games.
and I had to do this. So
Yeah, sorry. God forbid I take an hour or two of your time every 2 weeks that you volunteer
it's a
to be a
big
part
ask.
of.
it's a big ask.
Whatever. Everybody, make sure to share the show with your friend, your coworker, your grandma. I'm sure they'd all enjoy it. Please be sure to call your parents when you think of them. Tell your friends that you love them. And we'll see you all in 2 weeks.
Adios.
Goodbye.